Good evening, and welcome to this week's London by Gaslight, a late Victorian age vampire the Masquerade chronicle set in 1892. Awakening for the night in the City of London this week is Alistair from the Clan of the Moon, portrayed by Tina. Please do arouse check to waken from your torpor slumber. Wonderful. Eveline, the daughter of Cacophony, portrayed by Miss Hartz. Please do arouse check to waken from your torpor slumber. Gain a hunger. Aldrich, the Clan of Shapers, portrayed by Bully from Tablegoth. What is this? Bully from Tablegoth? And everyone from Table of Horrors in the same place? Is this a crossover episode? Please do a rouse check to waken from your torpor state. Thurston of the Nosferatu, portrayed by Nitro Taipan. Please do a rouse check to waken from your torpor slumber. Wonderful. Sir Drake Burton from the Clan of the Beast, portrayed by Mark from the Boulette Club. Please do arouse check to waken from your torpor slumber. Gain a hunger. And last but by no means least, Inspector Grey from the Clan of the Hunt, portrayed by Noscavian in the top 0.01% of OnlyFangs. Please do arouse check to waken from your torpor state. Gain a hunger. Now you're almost as thirsty as your fans. We start this week in Inspector Grey's haven. Inspector Grey is preparing for his night. Anezga has laid out his clothes and equipment ready for him. After he readies himself for the night, she holds his coat open as he slides his arm in. Anezga begins to talk to him. Don't forget, Mr. Grey, that you can find Vanya Mikolov watching dogfights. I have made inquiries and found that there is one such event tonight, just west of Tower Hamlets, off from Commercial Road. There's an old, obsolete warehouse that was once part of London Docks. It's been set up to host these barbaric events. You'll need to knock on the door and just show them that you have money to spend. They don't feel the need to hide these blood sports, and the bobbies mostly turn a blind eye to it. I suggest bringing your companions with you, though. The area will no doubt be busy, so finding your target will be difficult without assistance.
Thank you, dearest Inezga. Yes, dogfighting is quite barbaric. It's certainly something that we'd be better off without. Hopefully, my companions and I can not only take down Mikolov, was it? Hopefully we can put a stop to that barbaric...
Vanya Mikolov.
Vanya Mikolov, right, thank you. Yes, hopefully we can disrupt that whole operation if possible.
Be careful if you do, though, of course, Mr. Grey. Balance in London is a fine line. Should you close down the entire operation, who knows where the patrons might end up or what they might end up doing.
That's true. Perhaps I can talk with my friends and they will have some sort of solution for this. I know one of our individuals certainly is the entrepreneurial type.
Is he the type to own an illegal dogfighting operation?
I don't know, but I do know he has a dog, so perhaps he has a soft spot in his heart to help them in some way.
Do you still have a heart?
Yes, I do.
Fascinating.
Here, why don't you feel? And I will use Blush of Life and then move Anezka's hand to my chest.
Do a rouse check for me, please.
Yeah.
You really are getting as thirsty as your fans. How interesting. Do all of your kind have a heart with a pulse?
We all have a heart, yes, but most of the time it's cold and dead.
fascinating. I do hope that it is beating so fast because of me.
But only, but only.
Just one more thing. It is that time, and I'm feeling the hunger pains pulling at me once more. Could you indulge me?
Uh, very well. Ooh.
Got lucky that time. Inspector Grey opens a small wound upon his arm and leaves it stretched out for Inesga to take in her hands and begin to sup upon his vitae. Thank you, Mr. Grey. This should satiate me for the time being.
Of course, my dear Sineska. I should be off for the night. Thank you. And let me know if you hear anything, or I'll let you know if I have any need of you.
Naturally, I am always at your beck and call, Mr. Grey.
Thank you. I will give her a hug and depart.
Spank that ass as you go through the door.
I am
Across the
very happy.
city.
I thought for sure I was going to hunger frenzy.
Eveline has answered a telegram, once more summoning her to the mansion to treat the catatonic young man she has seen before. After knocking on the door and being escorted into a grandiose living room, the master of the house greets her once more. Good evening, Miss Eveline. Pleasure to see you. I trust you are in good spirits.
Good evening. It is a pleasure to return to your humble abode.
Excellent. Would you be willing to see young man once more?
Of course, isn't that what I'm here for?
Marvellous. It is always good to ask a lady's permission. Come, let me show you down. I look forward to hearing another riveting performance from you. The man takes the lead and opens a door that leads downstairs into the mansion cellar. Once more the pair make their way down and coming to the end of the staircase, and once more in the fairly lavish room, which I didn't prepare. As the last time, and young man is sat naked in the middle of the floor again, legs crossed, although this time he seems to have fewer wounds upon his limbs. As you can see, young man seems to be showing some small improvement already. I hope it is because of your serene voice. Shall we find out? If you could give another one of your rousing performances, we shall see what happens if you would be so kind.
Oh, I sure hope that it is my talents. I wouldn't be surprised. And I start singing a song about the Emperor's new clothes.
Charisma performance, please.
Like I never use those.
Thanks, Discord. 4. Young man tilts his head to the side. His mouth opens in awe and stares up at Eveline. The master of the house claps his hands. Wonderful, wonderful, such progress! Miss Eveline, your voice is a gift of unrivaled power. Come, come, let us retire upstairs. Eveline,
I will join you in just a moment.
as you so wish. Man turns and walks up the stairs, leaving you with young man, still staring, open-mouthed at you, with a small amount of drool, vitae, in the corner of his mouth dribbling down.
Before I leave, I whisper in his ear, You would look delightful in a pair of trousers.
You're not going to get that for 4 successes.
Tried.
Eveline walks back upstairs, enters into the main room once more, and the smell of freshly made tea fills her nostrils, a stark comparison to the dingy smell of the cellar. Would you care to join me, Miss Eveline?
Tea?
Yes, I know it's not quite as fascinating as the grandfather clock you seem so enraptured with, but perhaps you may find the tea more agreeable.
No, I thought this guy was obviously kindred.
Yes.
Okay, I could spare time for a cup.
Excellent. I've had this imported very recently. You'll find nothing of this caliber outside of this room. Butler comes over and pours you out some tea. It's black. There is a pile of sugar cubes on the table as well, and some silver tongs there. Do you feel you are making progress with young man?
Of course. I definitely think so.
He's certainly shown improvement since your last visit. I hope this one also shows as much marked improvement. He's never responded to anyone so quickly. It's very fascinating.
I'm very honored that I can help.
Of course, listen to me rambling on, sorry. You would wish to be paid for your services. He reaches into his inside pocket and pulls out a very extravagant leather wallet. Pouring through the notes, he hands you a clean, crisp £20 note. I am most impressed and ecstatic that we seem to be making good progress. Perhaps soon he will become aware enough to wear clothes. His nudity is quite disturbing. He seems to have taken a shine to you. I hope we can continue this venture in the future.
Well, he wouldn't be the first.
Have you had any kind of experience caring for another? One who is relatively helpless, such as young man here?
Not personally, no, but my nanny really was good at taking care of me and others.
Ah, a nanny. You seem to have been bred from good stock. Perhaps sometime you may take care of a young man for me, on a temporary basis, just to help with his care. Of course, money is no barrier. You will be generously rewarded if you accept. What say you?
Well, of course, I prefer to be paid for my trade, but depending on my performance schedule, I might consider it.
I'm sure we can come to an amicable agreement, and money is no object whatsoever for the care of a young man. I shall be in touch. Would you care to finish your tea before you leave?
Oh no, I've had my fill, thank you. And I set the still full cup down on the table.
I find it quite interesting. I can't even drink the stuff.
I just wink at him before I leave.
Raise his eyebrows. How provocative. Slightly later in the night, in the Whitechapel house, which is there, the entire coterie have assembled once more, in the room upstairs, made just for their meetings. The sounds of Aldrich's gang, the medicine men busying themselves downstairs, can be vaguely heard from where they are. The coterie gather around a large circular oak table, each taking a chair for themselves. The chairs even bear an attached symbol of their name as decoration carved into the wood. Sat upon the table are 2 telegrams, neatly folded, each bearing a wax symbol on the center of the folds. One telegram bears a wax G, and the other an S.
Well, this is all rather extravagant, isn't it? So which one of us would be King Arthur, do you think?
You're the one with the sword.
Oh, and the high birth. I guess that's you.
I must confess to enjoying the tales as a lad if the shoe fits. Never mind. I don't appreciate how our mail seems to find its way inside of its own accord.
Oh, be honest, that's my favorite feature of the house.
I appreciate you not eating, postman.
Yes.
Well, who do you think these are for?
I've got no better idea.
What? Let's look.
Yeah, I'll walk up, grab one, and open it.
Which one would you like to open? G
The
or
one
S?
with the S.
One with the S. You open the letter and find a letter from the Samdi. It reads, "We are not especially skilled with spirits. However, we theorize that we may be able to summon..." I'm not speaking in the French accent for this, I'm sorry. And
Aww.
with the presence...
My immersion.
And with the presence of a freshly killed body, we could bind it to the body and use it as an undead servant. However, I believe this heavily breaches what you call the Masquerade, and find a suitably fresh kill may be difficult. We could also bind the spirit into a body, I'm losing it, tear a hole in the shroud, and banish the body there. These are very complex rituals and may not be successful. Please be aware that we would also need some time to gather appropriate supplies. Let us know how you wish to proceed. René.
I would have read the whole thing out loud without the French accent.
Oh, fuck you!
Well, you know you can't do a French accent.
Like I can't.
Well-
Sorry, carry on.
I'm assuming this one's from our Giovanni friend then. I'll pop open the other letter.
What makes you say that?
G.
What does that have to do with the name?
And I will read it in my best French accent, which sounds like...
Why are you reading French accent from an Italian man?
Yeah.
Aldrich is a
Giovanni.
French mother, so he learned how to read in
yeah,
French,
okay.
so he has the accent when he reads.
He's-
My immersion now. You're encroaching on it.
I mean, I
Ever,
was
if
ready
you
to do an
please.
Italian accent for you here.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. I want
Yeah,
a Jersey
okay.
Italian accent.
You opened the letter from Dr. Fountaindyke, and it reads, "It's a me, a Fountaindyke, huh?" So,
Yeah, that's
all that just for that one joke. Dear Aldrich, I am able to and willing to do the following to assist you with your spectre issue. I am able to summon the manifestation of the spirit to a certain place. Results would be faster in the area the ghost is already inhabiting. Negotiations could then commence. However, the ghost may not be receptive and wouldn't be bound to any kind of truth. In order to perform this rite, we would need the spirit's ring, some kind of portrait of the ghost or a personal mark of theirs, such as a signature, as well as some of my own vitae. If I were near the spirit itself, I would be able to perform a ritual that could give the spirit a simple instruction. We would need the subject's fetter, its ring, and for the process to be most effective, we would need to threaten the object in some way. The spirit may resist any command we give to it in this way, but if we are convincing enough, we may give it a slightly more difficult command. There are some risks involved with this process, and the command would need to be simple but effective, as we have no idea how open to negotiation the spirit may be. To be able to do this, I would need the spirit's fetter, an object with which we can threaten or potentially damage the ring, as well as my own vitae. Finally, I might be able to bind the spirit to a new location. There's a typo. In order to do this, however,
Italian as well.
I might be able to bind the spirit to a new location. In order to do it, I'm just basically doing a low at this point. I'm sorry. It would come at the cost of one whose life is innocent, say a child, just for example. The sacrifice would need to take place at the location you wish the spirit to be bound to. I would need to mix my own vitae with a sufficient amount of salt to surround the entire new location. The fetter is then placed in the middle of the painted location. The spirit is then forever bound there, unless the fetter is moved from it. The location would bear the scars of the spectre's mood from then onwards. The letter ends with Dr. Fountaindyke asking for a reply to let him know which action they would like to pursue, as he would also need time to gather supplies.
I feel like we're looking at a menu.
Right, usually I like going with the most expensive item, but in this case, I kind of just want to do whatever is most immediate and easiest, even. I don't really want anything to do with having a spirit to command or coax or whatever the fuck ever. If one of you want to take on that responsibility, by all means. Otherwise, I'd say we go with the good doctor here, give him the ring, and have him take this ghost and fuck off with it.
Isn't that what these guys can do too? I'm holding up the parchment.
Well, I'll be honest, you didn't do the accent. I didn't really understand what they wanted. Now, it does seem they could do it too, but they seem less sure of themselves, you know? Do we know what they want in return?
Yeah, that's true.
With the doctor, when I spoke to him, the only thing he wanted in return was, the ghost itself. So essentially, it'd be free.
He can have it.
As far as the doctor goes, we're cutting him loose as soon as we got what we want anyway. So, we wouldn't owe anyone anything either.
Right, are we in agreement then? Or does someone have a more lofty goal for this spirit?
You're all the one with the problem with the ghost, not me.
Oh, true. Alright then, I will respond to the doctor and let him know which option we'll be going with. Which is him taking the ghost, putting it in whatever he needs, and then taking it far away from us. I don't want it bound to any location that I have anything to do with.
Reply, I hand the letter I'm holding to Alistair.
What's this?
They're your friends, right? You want the letter?
You want me to throw it away?
I'll reply to him.
Thanks, but no thanks?
Oh, I can take care of both replies. For some reason, these new chairs with... I feel just everything feels official and efficient. I like this. This was a good meeting.
I hand the note to Aldrich. Thanks, I can't read anyways.
Just looks at him for a second. He never knows if when Alistair's joking or not. But he also never asks because he knows it's never worth that line of questioning. So we'll think about this. And yeah, just all right. On to any other order of business that we've got.
Yes, I'm not quite familiar with this whole deal with the doctor and the semi, but I'm sure whatever you all think is best will be sufficient. I also
Here.
received a tip if the coterie would be so willing of an individual running a illegal dog fighting ring. This individual is tied to those Russians who've been causing Masquerade issues.
Even those Russians,
And
why don't you just kill them all?
well, we're working on tracking down the leader. But yes, there's a Vanya Mikolov. He likes dogfighting and he's running a ring. I would like to find some time to go and get some information from him. Maybe see if I could shut down this dogfighting ring. I know, Aldrich, you have a dog yourself. Is that something you would have feelings about?
You want me to put Thurston in the ring?
Thurston.
Thurston, I'm sorry. To refuse.
To be completely honest, I thought it could go either way.
I mean, I certainly wouldn't want you to put Dustin in danger, but if that's something you'd be interested in.
Right. Well,
I don't think Durston
can.
would be the one in danger.
No, Durston will be just fine. He's he's been on the operating table. He took a bit. He took his licks a little while ago, but he's feeling much better. Improved even, I'd say. Maybe I'll let you be the judge of whether he's improved enough to be for his whole fighting debut. I mean, I am fine with it. I'm just wondering what the others might think of him. So just give me first impressions and let me know if you still think it'll be all right. And I'll call for Durston. At this, well, I don't know how you want to play this shift. I have a few alterations I would have liked to make in these weeks. I don't know how you want to go about doing this. Do you want me to do some rolls or?
No, I think given the fact that you would have had plenty of time to experiment, there's not much I can inject drama-wise if we do some rolls now for it. So, however you want to manipulate the stat to go for it, that's fine.
Okay. Then the coterie would see the usual large English Mastiff enter the room. At a glance, quite normal, even though he's large, intimidating, and whatnot. The improvements I've made at using some of the parts from those giant rat things we found in the fog many weeks ago that I've had in my lab. Durston would have sort of rat-like claws, things that would allow appropriate to his size. So even a mastiff, strong enough, might be able to scamper up things that a dog normally wouldn't be able to scamper up. I've tried making sure the hair grows over them a little bit, so they just look like weird, elongated dog paws. But the hair part, they're still mostly fleshy. And the tail, he's got a rat tail. Not just a rat tail. I've really worked to make sure it's sort of prehensile. Just something to help him grab onto things should he need to.
So, an English Mastiff mixed with a Velociraptor and a Xenomorph.
A little bit.
That's fucked up.
Nice,
I love it.
Nice. Durston looks quite intimidating.
Well, I mean, he's a good boy, and yeah, I'll just be sort of scratching under his chin at this point.
I'm sure the other competitors wouldn't stand a chance. How do you feel about dog fighting? Is it something you think we should try to shut down, or do you think it's fine to keep operating?
My feelings on dogfighting, or my feelings towards most things, is it profitable? And can I have it? If the answer to those two is yes, then I'm fine with it.
Will there be puppies?
I'm sure there probably will be.
I want a puppy!
Why does he have to intervene into everything? Shut up! I put my fingers in my ears and start going la 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 la.
Well, I suppose if we shut down the current operation, but if you take it over in charge, you could be in a position to provide aid to the dogs if they get injured.
Well, I mean, imagine more blokes like Durston in there. People come to see these fucked up dogs really go at it. That'd be something. And really be quite ethical, because I'll make sure none of them actually die, you know. I can bring things back.
Masquerade breach?
Right, that's what I'm worried about. I mean, look at him. When you see him, do you think fucked up dog, or are you thinking Masquerade breach? I think it toes the line, personally. And I think if we get enough alcohol going, it might be alright. But I'm starting to get accustomed to things like this, so I want a fresh set of eyes to let me know.
Wouldn't it be better for the fucked up dog to be like the main event? Not many of them, but the big bad, like the end of the night, like.
Right, people bringing in their dogs, see if they can't take out this grizzly motherfucker. I like that too.
Yeah, but then little puppies die.
Right. I'll say you've got a mind for business. You do.
Yeah.
All right. So step one, is this a masquerade breach? What do we think?
It's an affront to my eyes, is what it is. Good God, man.
To the dog, I say, "You poor thing. What did he do to you?"
It's all right. He likes it. He could get into all sorts of things now.
Before they've been beasts, their instincts fearfully adapted to their surroundings. Good God. Did you ever read Dr. Moreau as a boy?
No, I didn't really read medical text, despite, the branding of my gang and whatnot. I'm not an actual doctor. I've got the instincts for it.
Clearly.
So, right, from Drake, I'm hearing no, it's not a masquerade breach. I think he's fine with it. What do the rest of you think?
Well, I think it's not too overt, and dogs do occasionally have deformities. He could be one such dog with unfortunate deformities. Maybe that's how he ended up in the position he was in. It's quite possible. It's plausible.
As a man of profits, I feel like you could maybe take the dogfighting approach and add a little bit of that circus we went to that one time in the freak show.
All right, yeah.
So say he beats up a dog and it's there bleeding. Does he crave detail like we do?
Well, no, just mine.
It's the hard one. I might have to ask somebody. I lean on the side of yes. I'm sorry. I've seen some ugly dogs, and they don't look like that.
What if we gave him some sort of shoes?
Well then,
what the fuck are you going on about, Inspector?
Yeah, but how would he be able to scratch and climb?
Well, he'd hate that, and I would never put an animal through abuse like that.
He probably punches harder than I do, though.
He's so cute.
You're
Well,
quite right, Aldrich. That would be quite uncomfortable.
Cruel.
I feel like Durston's more of a backup for if shit goes down in the middle of the night, in the middle of a dark warehouse, and we need help.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
so perhaps if this individual we're trying to get information off of, if he's being difficult, Justin can help us interrogate him.
But wait, what? So what are the Russians doing that are so bad to us? Seems sorry. It just seems like we want to get involved in too many political things that really don't matter.
It's the leader of this group is a kindred who's drawing the attention of the local authorities.
Politics are
I
so
mean,
fashionable.
it is a illegal dogfighting ring, so I doubt anybody's gonna go running to the police going, I was at an illegal dogfighting ring and saw the craziest thing.
That's true. Most people would not admit to being at such a place. And undoubtedly they will be drinking and there may be other illegal substances.
All right, I say we go. I'll leave Destin. I mean, if you want to take some time, I could whip up another dog, something that's a bit more passable.
Just
God,
Yes, it's
you
it's
have
certainly
spare
not
parts
something
for that? No, wait, don't answer that.
immediately urgent. We can take care of whatever more pressing matters we have. It's just
Just
something
hope
to keep
there's-
in mind.
I just hope there's not a lot of people, because if it is a masquerade breach, that's just a lot of people we have to wipe their memory. It's gonna take a while.
All right, well, I'll get to work on another dog. At this point, I'm just sort of, and then I think we should put this on the agenda. We go bust up this dog ring and find this Russian. Yeah.
Indeed.
How long does it take to whip up a dog?
Oh, give me a couple hours. I'll have one down in no time. All right. Well, I'm gonna do that. You guys do what you need to do. I'll be back. And Aldrich will. Yeah, he's gonna go acquire. Tell some of his people to just grab some sort of stray. The bigger, the better, and then prepare the lab.
You go downstairs and meet with one of the medicine men. Man comes forward with a bandaged stump on his left hand. Boss! Alright? What can we do for you?
Oh, I need another dog.
What kind?
The bigger, the better.
Big
Dog
stray
fighting
dog.
kind. Oh, yeah.
A dog fight? Ooh, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. City's filled with loads of feral strays.
Perfect. Yeah. If you could grab me one of those real quick. Oh, you know what? I'll go with you. Get a couple of people. Oh, let's go on a stroll and grab a dog.
Alright, boss, just you and me, or do you want me to get any of the others?
Oh, grab if anyone's free. Let's get him. We'll make an outing out of this. A bit of a bonding opportunity.
Alright, do you want to ask him, or shall I? I mean, I'm not the boss.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and ask him. I'll get the carriage ready.
Alright. Aldrich steps out onto the streets of London and waits in a carriage. But a few moments later, the man with the bloody stump comes back out. It can't make it, boss. It's only just me. Everyone's a bit shattered, apparently.
Oh, let's wait. Why? What's going on? Are you all right? Is that new?
Me?
I'll look at his stump.
Oh! Don't worry about it. Shaving accident.
I mean, you wouldn't lie to me, right?
No, could I lie to you, boss?
I don't remember. You know. Is this one of the bonded ones?
Uh,
Oh no, I have one bonded one, and it's
Yeah.
the heavy-handed dude. I don't know. Work on that, figuring out if you can. All right, let's just go.
you got it, boss. This shouldn't take long. I mean, East End's filled with strays.
Good. All right.
Do Whitson Streetwise for me, please.
Oh shoot. Sorry, I just got out of roll 20 for some reason.
Meanwhile, back at the house. What about a kitten?
What about a kitten? Yeah, I'm kind of with him.
That's wonderful.
Oh,
Aldrich and his minion easily find several stray dogs. They sort the wheat from the chaff and find a particularly aggressive Rottweiler. Although on the slightly skinny side from being abandoned on the streets, the dog shows a lot of potential and is currently free of rabies.
okay. Yeah, we'll bring him back to the lab. I'm assuming I have some extra meat I could put on his bones.
Yeah.
Speaking of his bones, I'll probably strengthen his bones a little bit and just not really change his appearance, just make him made of sturdier stuff.
So he's going to be a little bit Hecata.
Name it, Isaac.
This also would be a roll for me. Resolve protein.
Tony says she votes for a kitten too. Take a puma to a dog fight.
Oh, that's easy.
With
Yeah.
4, yeah, I can make the changes I need with that. Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna make a very sturdy, strong, scrappy dog.
You'll find a new character sheet that you should be able to fiddle around with and make into whatever you so wish.
Sweet.
Aldrich takes the Rottweiler, urging the vitae through his body, and begins manipulating the dog's flesh and bones to satisfy his needs, turning the animal into a focused warrior fit for the purpose of destroying others. What are we naming this pup?
That's a good question. This is going to be Mr. Develine.
I was going to suggest Firston.
Secondston.
First.
Aldrich, Mr. Develine, and Stumpy get back in the carriage. Is there anything you wish to discuss with your minion on the way, or would you like to just appear back at Whitechapel House?
I'm going to check on the other people because this seems weird that no one came. And
The ones in the Whitechapel House?
Yeah.
Yeah. Heading back into the Whitechapel House, Aldrich goes along the ground floor and finds his men Some of them sat at the table, eating, drinking. Others in the dorm to the side. As he walks in, the minions turn to him. Boss!
Alright, man. Everything alright?
Yeah, it's pretty good this, isn't it? Good food, good booze. Bit dusty.
Alright. Stumpy said there were some issues. Everyone was a bit rattled or something. Didn't want to go out, get some dogs.
Oh, we're just a bit tired, boss. I mean, it's not easy keeping hookers in line and things like that. And then having to chase down a dog at this time of night, it's just a bit knackering is all. We usually prefer to do more punching than chasing.
Right. What happened to his hand?
Shaving accident.
Alright. You know what? If it was a shaving accident, assuming Stumpy's around, I view myself a bit like a father figure to you, so I'm gonna teach you how to shave. Bring me a knife.
A knife to shave?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, if you've got a straight razor, that'll do too.
Well, of course we got a bloody straight razor. What else does a man need to shave?
Right. Get it now.
All right. Man returns moments later with full shaving kit and cutthroat razor. Here you are, boss. Here you are.
Right, so what you want to do, everyone gather around, pay attention now. I don't want any more shaving accidents at my men. You want to go with the grain, right? And I'll sort of grab Stubby's head as an example, just sort of just take a little bit off the cheeks like that, right? That feels right. I mean, right?
Yes, boss. It's great.
Right. Supposed to be doing this. Instead, I assume somehow you went from this to this, and I want to grab his other hand and just take the straight razor to one of his fingers.
Yeah, I don't think you even need to roll for that. That'll be an automatic success. Man reels back in pain, staring. I mean, he would be gripping, but staring at his loss of his finger.
Right, y'all see what I did there? Don't do that. That's how you get what happened to him. Right? So again, this, I'm going to go and just on his face a little bit. And not, are you starting to get it?
Yeah, but yeah.
I don't need to show you what not to do again.
No, boss. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry, boss.
Right, and that is what happened to you, right? Just a shaving accident. Because if it was, I'd need to just keep going until you really understand. Unless it wasn't a shaving accident. If it wasn't a shaving accident.
They'll all back me up, boss. They all saw. He's kind of sobbing at this point. His hand is covered in blood as it keeps leaking out.
All right, who saw it? You. I'll just point to the person I asked who also says shaving. Come here then. If you saw it and you didn't help, I need to show you how to shave too. Again, unless it wasn't a shaving accident, we could skip this whole lesson. But it looks like I need to teach every single one of you how to fucking shave.
Man looks to his left and his right, and you notice that everyone else has just given him this space. He nervously gets up.
I'm just pointing the bloody razor at him at this point.
He nervously gets up, starts walking towards you. You can hear his voice cracking as he says, "It's a shaving accident, boss."
All right. You sure?
Yeah.
This is worth it to you. This is worth it. You're more loyal to him than me.
Do you want me to lie to you, boss, and say it wasn't a shaving accident? You saw what it did to his finger.
And he lost an entire hand this way.
Yeah. Those things are sharp. You ain't You ever heard of Sweeney Todd and what he used to do with his?
Oh, yeah, it was something like this, and I'm gonna drag the next one against this guy's throat.
Okay. Again, automatic success. He reaches to his throat, and you notice gallons upon gallons of blood spilling out over his hand, down his clothes. He just stares at you as he slowly falls with his back against the wall.
Alright, who's next? Unless, of course, I need to reiterate it wasn't a fucking shaving accident. Because we're about to have shaving accidents all over this fucking room.
The men just look to each other. Finally, another one stands up and says, Boss?
Yes?
We ain't gonna be much use to you if we're dead.
I know. There's plenty of able-bodied men out there who know how to fucking shave. And I'm gonna recruit them so they don't have shaving accidents.
I mean, what do you want us to say, boss? He had a shaving... Don't you want... What about the details of the shaving accident? Would that help?
Of course. Let's hear the details.
Well, God. He was saying we shouldn't work for you. He was saying you don't treat us proper. That you just cram us all in one house and we never see our family or anything like that. Those of us that have a family. And so, someone, we don't actually know who, thought to shut him up, we cut his hand off with a razor.
Right. It wasn't that easier, you know?
Well, boss, we don't like to show initiative often, and we don't want to lie to you, so we did the best we could when you asked what happened.
No, you were being fucking cute, and I'm not paying you to be cute. And I'm just gonna drop the razor and exit this room.
You'll hear, as you turn around, the man just sort of slumps back into his chair and gives a heavy sigh. The room is completely silent as you leave. Where are you heading?
Well, I guess it depends. What was the rest of the group doing at this time, or where would they be?
They'd probably still be upstairs.
Yeah, at some point I would
be randomly asking the demon for baby animals.
At some point I would have been like, "Yes, Inspector Gray, man, good thing you weren't here last week."
What happened, Alistair? Is it something I should be concerned with?
No concern. We found out that Thurston ate my soul.
Diablo, Thurston, was this act sanctioned, or did you just?
Yes.
Are you certain? You just didn't do it on your own, did you?
No.
The pretty ugly people told him to do it.
Well, if he had permission, then there's no issue.
Yeah, but we're supposed to be scared, so you probably should kneel.
I don't think so.
At that point.
That's not what she said.
As Aldrich walks into the room, the six of you...
Your sacrifice was accepted.
Hear that ringing through your skulls.
What'd you do?
Oh, I got a dog, look. I'll point to.
No, that's not how that works.
What? No, I named him, I named him
I
Mr.
couldn't have a
Beverly.
dog.
Oh.
What?
Aldrich, tell us the truth.
Who's dead?
Oh! You know what? He's in my fucking head so much. I honestly tune him out most of the time. Yeah, what he did say sacrifice. Oh yeah, I had to kill one of my men.
Wait, what?
Your
You just
problem.
he told you to do it?
No. Well, Alice, have you never ran a gang before? You've got to do these things every so often.
No, just the way
We're
you
a
made
worker
it
at the
sound
spa,
like was.
were they?
Do what?
It wasn't a worker at the spa, was it?
Right. No, I mean these ones are mostly here. Oh, it'll be all right. There's plenty of
Okay, fine.
There's plenty of workers. Well, I don't want to bore you with that stuff. I've got a dog. And this one, look, 100% masquerade proof, and I'll just slap or pat him.
Get on the ass.
This baby can
This
fit
baby-
so much masquerade in it.
Oh, that's funny.
Eee.
This one's sturdy as hell. Could take a licking. Strong. And look at these. And I'll just kind of lift his jaw up a little bit. And give him the equivalent of feral weapons on his teeth. So we have just, instead of the 2 canines, probably almost all of his teeth are sharpened.
Delightful.
Look at his little paws. I'll bring a paw up. Perfect size.
As long as he passed his muster and we don't get stares.
I think
That's
the
the
important
problem with
question
it.
is, what'd you name this one?
I already said this is Mr. Develine.
Ah. Much less confusing, thank you.
Oh.
Quite the
What?
tribute.
No, I mean it was for the house. You know, we've got a devil in our house. I thought I'd name him Develine.
Mhm.
Just fancy it up a bit, you know.
See, Eveline, you've been asking for a puppy, and now the house has a dog. It's quite polite of you, Aldrich.
Thank you. Yeah, you can have this one if you want.
I go up and attempt to scratch it behind the ears.
It's bloodbound to you, isn't it, Aldrich?
Is it bloodbound?
Yes. I don't even. What is the process for that? I think I can switch.
Just ghoul it. You can just ghoul it. You don't need the discipline for that.
Yeah.
Do a rouse check for me, and we'll say that retroactively you've given it a bowl of blood. There you go. Gain a hunger. Oh no, that's you. That's
Whoops. Well, I'll gain it.
that's dog name.
All right. I have out of my hunger. All right.
As Eveline approaches the dog, it barely turns its head to look at her, because dogs can't look up, and begins to growl.
Dogs can so look up. I still cautiously put my hand out in front of its nose to sniff.
Do dexterity and athletics for me.
Oh, no.
Really? Okay, that's an interesting one.
Copy of guard dog name. Strength and
Yeah, I
melee,
know
please.
what you want. Melee or brawl?
Yeah,
Sorry, you're right.
My
Brawl.
hand bit off.
That doesn't look right.
Sure doesn't. I don't know how to.
It's a roll 20 thing. It does that every so often.
Oh, it says no attribute was found for. Even though I'm looking at an attribute. Okay.
It's broken, boss.
Yeah.
It was a shaving accident.
I have the exact same stats, so I'll just roll mine. It'll be the same number of dice.
Oof.
Wait.
Woof.
I like the
Oh,
guard
you
dog
got
one
it,
better.
Yeah.
Well, it's a shame we're not going with that.
Damn it.
As Eveline's outstretched
It'll grow back
hand
in a couple weeks.
approaches the proximity of the dog, it quickly snaps its jaws around her hand sinking its fangs deep into her flesh, and does considerable damage. Is it +2 from feral weapons?
Yes. For this version of it. But it is still halved.
Yes.
4.
So, yes, you take 4 superficial damage as the dog's
As soon as the
sharp
dog does-
canines sink its teeth
As soon as the
into your
dog does
flesh.
that, I say, no, stop it! And I cast Dementation on the dog.
Show me
no, that's
dementation,
what we need.
please. Okay, do a rouse check. Do manipulate. Well, do dementation. Papa, do composure and intelligence, please.
I'm gonna re-roll 3 of those.
Oh yeah.
Well,
that was-
maybe.
I love the fact that it just practically bit Evelyn's hand off, and Shiv's still calling it a pupper.
All
Um,
dogs are puppies.
Still a good boy.
Not the
What am I
dog's
rolling
fault.
again? Sorry.
Composure and intelligence on the dog, please. This could be interesting.
Okay, I'm gonna use Durston's sheet to assume that one's gonna work better for me. It's the same.
I think I still want to re-roll 3.
Yeah,
Right.
much better.
Yeah,
Cool. 4.
As the words leave Alistair's mouth, they travel into the dog's ears, and it tilts its head and picks up its ears, and takes 4 superficial willpower damage.
That's all of it.
The dog curls into a ball on the floor and begins whining.
I said that. That's all of it.
Dog is going to be
I
very
run-
useful.
I run over to Eveline to look at her hand. Don't even pay attention to Alistair or Aldrich. Are you okay?
Do you have something I can wrap this up with?
I look at Thurston.
What are you looking at me for?
A towel.
Why do you assume I have one?
Because you're the one that's always covered in long things.
I'll just find a nearby piece of cloth.
No problem.
I'll take it and I'll wrap my hand up, but it'll look a lot like Stubby's stump because I've wrapped my hand all up.
She's got a club now.
Well, looking at Develine, I think we may be better off with going for taking Durston with us when we go to the location.
Yeah, you broke my dog, Alistair.
Sorry, he broke Eveline's hand.
Yeah, but she's alright. He's not. Look at him.
I mean, get him by the fireplace. If you get lonely, you can go pet him. He's not dead. Yet.
Puppy!
Alright. I mean, we don't have to participate in the dog fights. I was looking forward to it. I'm kind of sad about this.
I didn't expect the dog to bite at Eveline.
Well, I mean, it's I want and got a fighting dog, right?
Can't tell your dog to be nice?
No, it's a fighting
Durston-
dog.
Durston's never bit anybody. Well,
I don't think anyone's tried to pet him. And I don't recommend it.
you never really said anything.
Really have petted Durston.
Yeah, probably. All right, well, that's that. I did a good job, though. It was a good-looking dog. It's all right. All right, well, Inspector, I guess we're just going to your place, this dog
Wait.
fighting place. And what?
I look at Sir Drake. Aren't you kind of half dog?
Is that true?
On my father's side.
You're not going to bite me, are you?
Oh. Only if you ask. I confess, I haven't really lent into that part of my clan. It's something, I'll confess to not knowing much about bloodlines at all. Somewhat detached from society for quite a long time, so...
That's a bummer. That'd be really useful right now.
I'm to understand there are more of my clan that are in tune with animals, but they can never consider the possibility before, I suppose.
What would we do? Put him in the ring?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
Well,
he did
I mean,
okay
if you want me to
before.
fight a dog with my bare hands, I'll do it.
Well,
I don't
no,
think that's what
that's
they're looking for.
kind of defeats the purpose. I was just saying if you could shapeshift, you know.
No, I think we'll be all right. I mean, we don't have to put a dog in the fight. It was just more of a point of interest
Wait,
for me.
I can do that.
What?
What I've heard, I mean,
Fight a dog?
Oh, you're just now remembering that you had part dog. I thought that was a joke.
I think he just
Oh.
wants to fight a dog.
So, Drake, what's happening right
No
now?
one's ever really
Try it.
educated
Try it right
me
now. Right, look at
Hmm.
Devaline and try to be like him. Let him teach you.
You just get to see like this really intense look. Sorry, just not concentrating. Am I more dog-like yet?
Well, I think it's working. Yeah.
I mean, when you talk, it sounds like you barking.
Maybe if you
howling.
curl up in a ball.
I'm not quite sure. Is that a tail in your pants, or are you happy to see me?
I'm trying. Oh, I didn't realize you wanted him up. I don't know. It's strange.
Want me to scratch you behind the ear?
Strangely enough, the answer to that is yes, but I don't think that has anything to do with me being Gangrel.
Perhaps we should go get a drink. Maybe some sustenance will help clear our minds.
That's actually not a bad idea.
All right, let's get a drink, get some medicine, and then I guess head to the dog fights as spectators only. Unless you think we should bring Dustin.
I go say sorry to the dog. I'll lay my
I
head on
think
it
we
and
should-
say I'm sorry.
I think we should bring Durston. Even if we wrap some bandages around his ankles or something, I think he'll be fine.
Ooh, do they do that? You know how the boxers have like the bandages around their wrists?
Right. We could put that around Durston's feet and just, if they ask about it, tell him that he has some deformities, he's sensitive about it, but he's a good fighter.
Yeah, dog's real sensitive about how he looks.
We could give him booties.
No, we got the booties
They'd be so
defeat
cute.
the purpose of balls. Durston's not cute, he's a fighting machine.
A cute fighting machine. Aren't you so cute?
No, I ask you.
You won't let me have a puppy.
I despair at you people.
Oh, I mean, we could still bring Devaline too. Maybe throw him in the ring, and when something bites him, it'll, jolt him back into action.
That's not happening.
Alistair, what did you do? All right, yeah, let's go get a drink.
Sorry, I defended, and I just kind of walk off sad.
We'll bring Dustin just in case, but I'll probably have to stay in the carriage.
As we're walking out, I'll loop my arm around Alistair's. Make sure to walk out with him.
Still sad. I don't even like. It's like
The coterie head into the carriage. Where are you going?
Swing by for food from the establishment.
Taco Bell.
Mhm.
Anything you wish to discuss en route?
Going along in the carriage, and Sinoke just looking out the window, and you can all hear him sort of muttering to himself. So I could be like a dog man. Oh.
You know,
Right,
now that I know
here you
that
go.
like werewolves are real, I know that they're not exactly how they work in the books and whatnot. Maybe you have to be bitten by a dog. Could then maybe you turn into one?
Ooh, there's one right there, and I point at Durston.
Oh, what if you
I'm
drink
looking
some?
at my hand as he says this.
What if you were to drink some dog blood or canine blood? Do you think that might assist?
I don't think that's how it works.
What if you just ask somebody that can do it?
I've never actually spoken to another gangrel in my entire unlife.
Oh, well, we'll just have to fix that, won't we?
I mean, the ones that turned me, we didn't speak the same language, so I didn't really understand what was going on at the time. It was a delirious few months in the jungle.
You don't know how to speak dog?
I don't think that's the power that I have, but
I think Thurston can speak to dogs, can you, Thurston?
I can speak to dogs, yeah. I can speak to many animals.
Can you transform into dogs too?
I haven't been informed of any Nosferatu with that ability.
No, they
Ah,
just smell
okay.
like them.
That is true.
well, I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. It's just I don't think I don't really give any thought to my own nature, I suppose. Other than needing to feed. I've
You
had
never
never
thought
having
it
other
weird
things.
that you're the only person here that could, like, I don't know, scratch the hell out of somebody?
I understand on a fundamental level that we are all somewhat different. I just never gave it much thought.
Yeah, but all of us have just, like, I don't know, I'd call it normal stuff. Well, I mean,
Right.
psychic powers aren't really normal.
You just gave
But
brain damage to a dog.
I know, but you know what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you get claws. Like, I got it. And Aldrich can literally put his fist through somebody's face. Have you ever did you ever do that before you were embraced? No. It's
Well,
like
actually,
Ryan,
yes. But
that's
you, the
weird.
inspector, and I all have the ability to turn literally invisible.
No, it's not. It doesn't work like that. It's just the trick on the mind.
But still, it's something extraordinary.
I suppose a lot of what I can do is augmented what I could already do when I was kind.
You could grow claws before? Oh, you know what? No, fingernails. Yeah, okay.
Nothing quite so miraculous as changing form, I suppose.
Does it make more sense now, knowing that, like, I don't know, we can go invisible? I can make Thurston go stupid. I can make Thurston forget things.
Not really that difficult, to be honest.
So Drake, is that something you even want to do? Well, how I understand it, a lot of what we do are things that it manifests because we want to manifest them. I don't see you wanting to be a dog because how would you hold your sword?
Well, that wouldn't be the point, though. Like,
I assume everything Sir Drake does is so he can hold a sword.
okay, so be a bear. You just want to barge into every place and beat everybody up. So what kind of animal does that? Probably a bear.
Oh, he does
I've
it very
never
good
seen
on
a
his
bear
own,
with a
though.
sword.
I'm just saying, like, what if he could be not Sir Drake and be something else? Maybe something a little more stealthy. Think about how dangerous Sir Drake is then. What if he could sneak around as a dog and then burst in and kill you?
Or wolf.
Yeah, or a wolf.
I mean, if you want to do that, Sir Drake, I can help you with that. If you want to be a wolf, just say the word.
I hesitate to say yes.
Yeah, I give a weird look to Aldrich.
Oh, I could do that. I could do that for any of you. If anyone here wants it, would prefer to be a wolf, I think I could do that.
There's no coming back from what you do.
Yeah, there is. Trust me, I've done a lot of the back and forth stuff too. Tends to mess with the mind a little bit. They weren't quite right after, the back and forth. But I could do it. I've tried.
Hey, Thurston, perhaps Audra could restore some of your former beauty.
I don't
Give
know
it a go.
if it works quite like that, but I'd rather
Have
him
you
not
ever tried it?
experiment on me.
I will never impose or ask to do any of that, but I just want you to know that my operating table is open anytime any one of you want it. Free of charge, of course. I just want to help out.
Yeah, appreciate the gesture, but I think I'll figure it out on my own if that's all right with you.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work, offer's open.
And plus, I think we're just on the subject of dogs and wolves because of where we're hitting, and I start doing the finger frames, like at Sir Drake, like trying to like square him up. Yeah, I'm like, I've always kind of pictured, I don't know, Sir Drake, you're more of a bat to me, like a man bat.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Oh, I've never saw it. That doesn't make sense to me, Thurston. He's much more regal
that's-
than that.
That sounds more than true.
It's sort of going back to the Arthurian thing he was talking about with kings and whatnot. I've always seen him more as a knight, but with a darker edge, some sort of like dark knight type figure.
Oh yes, that does seem to resonate well.
Not some sort of character from a ridiculous Penny Dreadful. Oh god, I regret even opening this line of conversation now. Let's just...
I lean over
What?
and pat him on the head.
The carriage continues its way on its caped crusade towards Aldrich's opium den, with Sir Drake staring at his hands and whispering, "What do you want me to do? What are you saying?" Who's going in?
I'll go in.
Sir Drake and Thurston want to stay in the carriage.
Yeah, and while I'm in the carriage, can I heal?
Yes. Do a rouse check for me, please. Lovely. Heal too.
Good idea. When I get in, I'd like to heal too.
Do a rouse check for me, please.
Are they going into feed, sorry?
Yes.
Yes.
Do the same, yeah.
Gain a hunger.
Whew.
So just Thurston staying in the carriage?
Oh, Thurston and Durston are in the carriage together.
The coterie leave Thurston in the carriage, cracking a window open so he's got ventilation, and head inside. Master Aldrich, such a pleasure to see you, and company. Your usual private room?
Right, usual private room, and if we could have 5 of the finest. Only 2 with our little brand of medicine.
As you wish.
That is opium, right?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was Coke. Your Coke
well-
is
That's
your...
why I asked.
Yeah,
Coke is your
I
choice.
always do opium.
Yeah, Coke is your choice, opium is your
Usual.
crux.
Yeah.
Okay. The coterie are guided into a lavish room that they're all familiar with at this point, with silk and satin pillows and sheets spread around, each one taking a seat. Anything you wish to discuss before you dine? Then moments later, 5 relatively young kine are guided in. 2 look particularly drowsy. One sits next to Eveline, as the other sits next to Aldrich. How would you all like to feed?
Teeth.
I would feed on someone sleeping.
I think they're willing, so aren't they?
Yeah. Can't really bring a sleeping person in.
If they're
To an
willing,
opium
you
den.
just do your roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm asking if there's anything fancy you want to play out. Like,
wow, I didn't mean to offend him.
oh,
Yeah, he did not
Jesus.
like that.
Wow. Like if you want to
The
slap
one
people.
that sits next to me,
Yeah.
I will run my fingers through his hair and quietly sing a love song before I take a bite.
The man, though drowsy, is thoroughly enraptured with Eveline's sweet tone and voice. She pulls him closer as if to embrace him. The man eagerly moves forward without hesitation. Behind his ear, she extends her fangs and sinks them deep into the man's flesh, penetrating his skin and veins and sucking upon his warm blood. Do your feeding roll for me, please.
Oh man!
You can roll away the messy crit.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
I
roll
can, can't I?
the
So
1, 0, 5, and a 1.
yeah, yeah, I'm gonna roll those 3.
Okay. Wonderful. You may slake 2 hunger unless you wish to drain him.
No, I don't want to. Otherwise, I would have kept the missy critical.
Eveline slowly pulls her fangs out of the man's skin and gently licks the wound afterwards, sealing it. He leans back, closing his eyes, and falls into a slumber. Who's next?
Go. We just hitting
Okay.
our rolls, hunting rolls.
Yeah, unless there's something you wish to, specifically do. Alright. Do your feeding roll for me, please, Aldrich. Wonderful. Aldrich stares at the man and pounces on him, extending his fangs out, holding the man down roughly in place. The man is barely able to put up any kind of resistance as Aldrich drains some of his blood out of his target. You may slake 2 hunger as Aldrich retracts his fangs and licks the wound after, discarding the man asleep in a pleasurable state upon the chair. Inspector Gray. Wonderful. Inspector Grey extends his own fangs and feasts upon the mortal. They let out a sigh of pleasure, feeling of extreme joy as the blood is slowly sucked out of their veins and into Inspector Grey's mouth. He releases his victim, licking the wound afterward, and leaves the victim to collapse into a pile of their own pleasure. Next.
I'll go.
Okay. Anything special you want to do with your food, or
Nope.
would you like to stick
Eat
with it,
it.
or would you like to reroll?
He's willing. I just stick with it.
Alistair,
Please tell me I forgot how to vampire.
kinda. Alistair extends his own fangs, takes the man's arm, and sinks his fangs in. Unfortunately, the man reacts too quickly and pulls his hand away. Alistair is unable to feed on that moment. Next.
Drake's just kind of sitting there when takeaway arrives. And and he's ordered a girl this time because, you know, variety is the spice of life. And she sits down next to him and he turns to her. When you look at me, first answer, what animal do you see?
Aardvark.
In the maybe column. And then he's going to turn and bite her.
Do your feeding roll for me, please.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to stick with it?
Yeah, I'm only on 2 hunger now.
Sir Drake stares at the woman and extends his own fangs. The woman is shocked, gets up, and runs out of the room before he is able to sink his fangs into her flesh, screaming, "An aardvark just tried to attack me."
Dude. I shouldn't talk to them first.
Did she just call you an aardvark?
And your one ran away as well. Don't point fingers at me.
Yeah, that was my fault. I think he thought I was going to kill him.
What would you like to do next?
Back to the carriage, and then head towards the dogfights.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The coterie exit from the opium den, heading straight back into their carriage, finding Thurston deep in conversation with Durston. As it heads off.
Just honestly,
Sorry?
I see it back. I swear. It's just, I don't know. It's certain people scream a certain animal, and so Drake's it back.
The carriage heads off to the east of the city, heading straight towards the River Thames and the docks. And at that point, hi RJ. Terrible timing, I'm afraid, because we're about to go to break. We'll be right back. Aldrich scans the crowd, trying to see if anyone is obviously sticking out, someone he expects to be slightly more discerning than the rest of the rabble here that he would presume to be the owner. He's unable to find anyone on his summary glance, which frustrates him to no end as he keeps looking over the crowd, determined as he might be to actually find someone. Over and over he looks. This will cost you one superficial willpower. Eventually Aldrich decides to walk over to the blackboard and talk to the man taking the bets. Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Right, who's in charge of putting together the fight? See, I've got a dog. A dog as fancy as me, and I'd like to put him in the ring, see how he does. Would you be the one to talk to about that?
Well, I can set it up, but we're all set for the night at the moment. We're in between fights at the moment. It's going to take a little while for the dogs to be ready. I mean, if you're here for another few hours, you might be able to see the last one of the night.
Right. I'll get out a wad of cash, and I will bribe him handsomely. Try to change his mind.
You really want your dog to fight, don't you, mister?
Who needs dominate when you have cash?
I really do.
Well, I'm sure we might be able to arrange something by the look of things.
Tell you what, and if my dog loses, I'll double what I just gave you.
It's going to be a good night for me. All right, then.
If you don't mind, it's my dog's egg comes from a pretty exotic place. Have you heard of Mexico?
What's it?
So it looks a bit different than some of the dogs you might have seen.
Oh,
you
God,
mind
it's not
taking
French,
a look?
Is it?
No. Can you imagine? It's not a poodle. Will you come look at the dog and see it? I want it to be something you're comfortable bringing in here. It looks a bit weird. But if you're fine with it, I'm fine with it. If you tell me no, you can keep the money. It's fine.
All right, then. Let's go and have a look at this animal of yours.
One of those New World dogs.
Take him over to the carriage. Show him Durston.
This better not be a yappy little cunt.
Oh, no. Of course not.
All right, then. He follows you to the carriage. Wow. That's a big fucking animal, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. He's well fed. He's fancy.
I think that thing could do some serious damage. You ever been in a fight before?
No, it's his first one.
That's what I was afraid you'd say. I'll tell you what, mister. I'll give you your cash back, I think. Because that thing could basically destroy everything we have and probably eat it afterwards. And we need the stock. And easy finding dogs that are trained enough to not kill each other.
No, he won't do that. He's very well trained, like I said. He hasn't fought, but he's been trained at the finest schools in the country. Well, what do you want him to do? I'll prove it to you right now.
Tell him to play dead.
Oh, Durston? Oh, play dead.
Do charisma and performance on Durston's sheet, please. Rolling for a hellhound.
Rolling charisma and performance for a hellhound.
Surely a dog's got good charisma. Or not.
No, dog is 1 dot in charisma. But he listens and understands everything I tell him to do, so I assume he Might not be impressive, but I imagine he does
yeah,
it.
all right. Yeah, all right.
He's a Gould to me. He's my familius.
Well,
He attempts to, he just doesn't do a very good job.
yeah, that dog ain't no actor, is it?
No, I told you, he's not. He's tough. He ain't one of them acting types. He's a fighter.
You interested in making some money tonight?
Always.
Think your dog could take a fall?
Of course.
Well, why don't we, right? Set up your dog and one of ours. But have your dog take a fall halfway through the fight. We'll make a lot of money. I'll give you 20%.
Tell you what, you keep the earnings. If that someone like that, so an act like that will impress you enough that I might be able to get a word with your boss. Your operation keeps all the profits. I just get a foot in the door, talk future business endeavors.
Really got to start thinking whenever I do a business, Aldrich's going to talk to the fucking boss because he's a Karen.
He's more of a Karen than Eveline is, really.
I mean, we don't really have much in the way of a boss. I mean, I organise the gambling, someone looks after the dogs, and then every night we just make money and split it. What are you after?
I just wanted to get in sort of at the top level. It helps create profits for everyone. But we'll start with this. Yeah, we'll do this. This will be good.
All right, and
He'll throw the fight. We'll all get money.
All right, this will be a nice little earner for everyone, this will. You sure you don't want no cut?
Oh, no, I'm taking a cut now. Yeah,
All right, that's all right then. 20% sound good to you?
sounds good to me.
All right, we got a deal.
Take it.
I like a man with a nice moist handshake.
You seem the type, yeah.
Well, get your boy ready. And we'll set him up with... I think we'll set him up with Smithy.
All right, make sure this is towards the end of the night if you can. That's all I ask. I want to be here for a while, watch some of the other fights.
All right, well, we'll make yours the last fight of the night. The highlight.
All right, that sounds good to me. Give me time to get him ready. Thank you.
Parker. God, I wish I knew more Cockney rhyming slang. What's everyone else doing inside this horrible
To wander
place?
around to look for puppies.
You're not going to find puppies.
Yeah, but that's what I would be doing, is looking for... So I'd be wandering through the crowd.
Okay.
I guess I'll be looking around for Aldrich to see if he had any luck getting his dog into the competition.
All right, we'll come back to you. Alistair, Thurston, Sir Drake.
I might wait until the big fight at the end, but I'm gonna use the fight as a way of looking for this Vanya dude that the inspector's trying to find, because I figure if anybody's interested, he would be. So, kind of gauging the different groups that are watching, trying to look around for...
So what I'm hearing is you want us to come back to you when the fight's on.
Pretty much.
Okay. Alistair?
I would be randomly asking people if they knew where the puppies were.
I'm not going to say the obvious. I'm just going to let you carry on.
Yeah, I've got nothing to contribute, so I would probably walk up to somebody and be like, how's it work?
Well, you see, one dog goes in, another dog goes in. Dog fight. One dog walks out, one gets carried out.
Well, yeah, but how did the dogs know to fight the other one? What if they're just like,
They're
no, you're
really
cool.
fucking hungry.
Oh, you make them hungry. That'd make me angry too. It does make me angry. I just kind of give him this look. That's it.
Sir Drake.
We could walking around for this Vanya guy. Along the lines of, he owes me money. Anyone who can help me can have a cut of what he owes me. Other people look for him for me.
Would you prefer manipulation and subterfuge? Or wits and awareness? Or intelligence and investigation?
Intelligence investigation, definitely, yeah.
Do intelligence investigation for me, please. Perfect. Eventually, Sir Drake is able to locate Vanya. He gets a good description of him, a good eye for him, but doesn't approach him yet. He sees Vanya, and he's one of the few with a long-tailed jacket and stovepipe hat. His wallet is obviously sticking out of his inside jacket pocket. I said the word pocket for you there, Miss Hartz.
I got what I was going to get.
Well, approach Thurston, I think. There. Stovepipe hat. Flashing his cash around like an idiot.
Alright, let the inspector know, but I don't want to cause too much of a commotion yet, because I think Aldrich really wants this whole fight thing to happen.
Wait until the fight's on. Relieve him of his funds and watch him panic. We can take advantage after.
Sounds fun to me.
Aldrich, you have probably returned at this point.
Sure.
What would you like to do?
Was Inspector Gray looking for me? I don't know if he'd run into me
Yes.
before.
You can lead the
Aldrich.
horse to water, but you can't make it RP.
Aldrich, did you have any luck getting Durston checked in?
Oh, I did, and I'll look over and I'll have Durston with me. Yeah, he's getting ready for his fight.
Good,
He's
good.
gonna be
then,
towards the end of the night. Give us a little bit of time to investigate if we need to. If not, get a fight on our
good,
hands.
then I suppose I better place a bet.
Right? Yeah, I would.
Great. Of course, Durston is assuredly going to win.
Of course he is. Look at him.
I'm going to look for one of the guys to one of the bookies.
Okay. We'll come back to you. As Aldrich enters into the establishment one more, he is approached by a vaguely familiar man. Aldrich remembers him being in one of his establishments earlier. The man greets him and tips his hat. Master Aldrich, what a pleasing surprise to see you here in our combat arena.
Who's this? Would I recognize him from? Was he one of the Setites?
Yeah, he was the guy who came to you originally with the leaflet offer.
First guy? Okay. Oh. Well, fancy running into you here. This is your operation.
It is one of ours, yes. I'm surprised a man of your taste would be seen here. This is something for the lesser folk, is it not?
Are you saying you're lesser folk? You're here.
We recruit from lesser folk to elevate them. Think of it as a service.
Makes sense. And now, mostly here to meet a friend. Maybe you know him? Name Russian bloke by the name of Vanya.
I believe he has a penchant for gambling, which we thoroughly encourage.
Right. He's not with your establishment though, is he? He's just one of the patrons, I assume.
Correct. I don't believe he would be suitable for us. But, Master Aldrich, why don't you come to one of our parlours, our main parlour, tonight? We would so dearly love to host you, and your coterie, of course.
Depending on how the night goes, sure. I'd love to take you up on that offer. About time we meet at your place instead of always at mine.
Yes, I believe it's time that we put all our cards on the table. He reaches into his inside pocket and hands you a card. We are based on the outside of the city, to the west. You'll find our address here. Just knock to enter inside. We are not one for formalities.
Find a people. Alright, I'll be seeing you then.
Good evening, Master Aldrich. And he once more tips his hat and turns and disappears into the crowd. Inspector Gray, approaching the bookie,
Yep.
suicidally.
Yes, I heard there was a new entry in the fights tonight. A rather vicious-looking dog.
Bloody hell, word spreads around this fucking place quickly. Yeah, we haven't even gotten ready to put his name on the board. We're still trying to figure out how to spell it with a U or an I.
Oh, I'd like to place a bet if I may.
Yeah, sure, Gov. What do you want to bet? How much?
Shiv, I want to make up the money I lost, so I'll bet $1 resources.
Your funeral.
It would be metagaming if I didn't,
True.
because that was my plan.
True. All right, we can cover this. The house don't mind taking your bet. Yeah, no problem.
Wonderful. I wanted to watch the fights with my friend, Vanya. Have you seen him? I know he usually comes around.
Oh, Vanya, he's a pretty lucrative customer, he is. You'll find him around here somewhere. He stands out a little bit. Usually has that stupid bloody coat.
Ah, okay. Is that, what sort of coat?
Two-tailed, stovepipe hat, right pretentious prick.
Right. Of course. Thank you very much. So, I will be on my way and I'll be looking for Vanya.
Do you want to look for him, or do you want to meet up with the coterie?
If I run into the coterie, that's fine. Yeah, I'll try to catch him.
Let's do a Voltron and assemble the coterie together.
Sure.
I'll form the head.
I'll give you head.
Wait, do we get rings or something?
The coterie.
1 to 20 powers to activate.
The coterie gather together. Saying the magic word Shazam. No. The coterie gather together and are able to hear each other over the crowd and barks of dogs in cages, ready to exchange information and see if anyone has found Vanya, and catch up with each other and their investigations.
I've,
Did you know they don't feed the dogs?
oh, that's
Yes.
not nice of them at all. No wonder why the dogs are so eager to attack one another. But regarding
Oh, puppies.
our friend Vanya, I've got a good tip. Apparently, he is wearing a jacket with twin tails and a stovetop hat.
So Drake just points
Yeah,
to him.
he's right over there.
Ah, I see. You've already found him. Great work. Fantastic work, Drake. You certainly managed to track him down.
He's the world's greatest detective, after all.
I confess, actually, to taking on board some of the things you taught me. Appreciate it.
Wonderful.
You know, this would be the things you could do with like the money that Aldrich has. Be crazy.
Fuck do you want, fucking wife? Yes, I want food. Thank you. Good wife.
I'm looking forward to tonight's fight. I certainly am looking forward to those winnings.
Well, just bet smart, and I'm sure you'll get your winnings.
This time I can't lose.
No, don't worry about it, because I know how to swing a fight. I could just always make the other dog go stupid.
Are quite
Well,
good at that.
in that case, Alistair, I'll have you know, I put all my money when our man here, Durston.
No, don't tell me what you did, because then I'll want to just make you lose because it's funny.
No,
Inspector.
Alistair, I certainly would not appreciate that.
Yeah, be a shame.
Yes, as a matter of fact, it would be.
Wait, how do you put all of nothing down? Didn't you lose it all once before?
I didn't lose everything
What'd
last
you do?
time.
Bet your wife?
No.
Huh.
No,
Oh,
but
I'm
it was
sure
a
you- His luck's sure to turn around any day now, and why not tonight?
I can't help but wonder, Inspector, have you considered the situation that would make Aldrich here the most amount of money?
And what situation would that be?
One that you haven't thought of, obviously. Good luck.
Oh, very well.
Inspector, do you often gamble? Or is this new to you?
Well, this is only my second time, but it's quite. Well, I think I'd enjoy it more when I win. I'll win this time.
Oh, yeah, the trick is you just keep trying till you win, and eventually you will.
Would you like to approach Vanya now, or at a different point?
Go now.
Nod to Thurston.
You want to relieve him of his finances, and then we can approach him, put him on the back foot.
Want me to do the
Sounds like a
pickpocket,
plan.
is what you're saying.
Of everyone here, you've got the most chance of doing it without being noticed. Am I mistaken?
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try and get up behind him. Actually, no, it's loud in here, so it shouldn't be that weird. I'm gonna cast Silence to
Well, it
Death.
depends. I was gonna say it depends on what you're doing behind him, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I just didn't want to walk through the establishment not making noise and it'd be weird, but it's loud enough in here, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I'll go up behind him and I'll cast Silence to Death, and then I'll attempt to. Actually, can I do Wits and Awareness to see if he has any, like a corner of a note sticking out of his, like a pocket, like a bill of some kind?
Yeah, sure. That shouldn't be too difficult.
And awareness.
Apparently that's going to be quite difficult for you.
I've got willpower back now. I'll do a reroll. That's better. Three total.
3. Okay, yeah, alright. Yeah, you can see there are a few notes carelessly sticking out from the front of his inside jacket. Jeans, I don't believe that jeans are a thing at this time period.
Alright,
Maybe
I'm
in
gonna
America.
drop Silence to Death. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna try and get up to the like the thing that they're all watching over, the little fence. And I kind of just want to bump into him trying to get up there and, apologize
Relieve him of his
profusely,
cash.
but yeah.
Dexterity and stealth for me, please. That should be a good
Ooh.
roll for you, right?
Yeah, and just in case, I'm going to rouse the blood. Awesome. Doop. Doop. Doop.
Thurston crashes into Vanya. Vanya is slightly suspicious, but is too caught up in the moment to care, as Thurston dexterously reaches forward, relieving Vanya of all of his money, pocketing it for himself, and disappears back into the crowd as best he can.
Yeah, I just do my best, like, oh, sorry, mate, like, as I'm going through.
Yeah. Sorry about
And
that.
I'll
John didn't
make it
see you
back
there.
Yeah, I'll make it back to the group, and I'll go, Inspector, for your troubles, and I'll put it in one of his front pockets.
Expect to take a dot in
Oh.
resources for that.
Wonderful. I know where this is going to go.
Or do you?
Hold on to it. I've got an idea.
Well, walk up to Vanya.
I don't see your type here often.
I apologize in advance for this accent. What do you mean? Do you not see many Russians around here? Fucking hate you all. Go away.
It's not bad.
Oh no, not Russians. Easy marks. Check your pockets.
That little shit. Did you see which way he went?
Opinion, you should be walking around.
I'm sounding more and more like Count fucking Duckula as I do this. I'm sorry.
If you want to ask my humble opinion, you shouldn't be walking around with it sticking out of your pockets. Now, you'd like your cash back. You're going to answer a few questions from my friend over here.
I gesture towards the inspector.
What is this? Like quiz show? Hollywood stars? What do they know? Do they know things? Let's find out.
Yes. You actually quite hit the nail right on the head. Except I'm only asking one question. I want information on Federo. Is that a question you can answer, or do we need to have a private conversation?
Why do you want to know about Yeflin?
I have some business dealings I'd like to arrange.
Yefrem is not one for the business. Usually in those things he, as I believe you say, humps the hooch?
By whatever manner, I have something I'd like to discuss with him.
Why should I set you up with Yefrem? You seem awfully suspicious. First, I do not know if you are the one that relieved me of my money. I am sounding more and more like fucking Dracula. I am so fucking sorry.
When he says that, I'll point over to Thurston and like get him to wave to.
You're the man.
What was that? Oh.
Oh no, you've
I
got it
will-
now, haven't you?
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah.
Well, Vanya, perhaps we should go to a private room and discuss this. I'll pull out the wallet and I'll look at this. I happen
Private
to
room?
find this.
What do you think this is? This is abandoned warehouse on dock. I want to get my money back.
Yes, let's step outside. We can come back, and I'm sure it'll be several dogs before the main event. Plenty of time.
Very well. I'm so ashamed of this accent. I am so sorry, Russia. And that's a large country to offend.
I doubt any are watching.
You
The middle
never
of the night.
know.
Oh, it probably is fucking late there, yeah. Vanya follows you outside. You step out onto the debris-covered former wharf. Tell me your business.
Much like my business with you, I want to help you with your bets, get things sorted, get some information for Federo, and I want to help him out. Just discuss things with him.
Is Yeflem in trouble?
I don't believe so, but I need to talk to him.
Then what kind of help can you offer him if he is not in trouble?
Well, if I can't get to him in time, then perhaps things will not go as well for him.
What do you know? Do you know things?
I know many things.
What is it you are not telling me?
All right. For the sake of brevity, I will make this more clear. I want information regarding Federo, and I want information regarding Pauline,
Alnan.
and the price for that information is your life.
My life? You think you can threaten me?
I do.
Man quickly reaches into his pocket. You've probably got enough time to react if you want to do something.
Okay. I will take
There it
a.
I'm not here. Sorry.
I'll take a
We're
throwing
all-
knife, and I'll just take a step back, and I'll try to flick one into his Sinnoh mask, but I'll try to make it non-lethal if possible.
Okay, do dexterity and athletics for me, please.
Sure.
That a called shot?
I'm Sinnoh mask, no, not really.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
not trying to do a clean shot.
he's trying to not kill. I suppose that's vague enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, I'm trying not to hit his heart. Anything else is fine.
Straight through the eye.
Ooh.
That's fine. What you're going to do is
He critically non-lethally hit him.
you're going to like this. Inspector Gray reaches into his coat, skillfully brings out one of his throwing knife, and in a literal blink of an eye, pierces through Vanya's arm. It sends him reeling back and captures him, embedding itself on the wall. He lets out a scream of pain and is unable to remove the knife, trapped in place that he is. You're fucking
Vanya.
crazy.
Vanya,
we
my
cannot
friend,
put a
what were
gun-
you reaching for? You startled me.
I was reaching for Notepad.
Ah, I see. Let me help you with that. I'll reach into his pocket and I'll pull out the notepad, if that's what was there.
No, you find a gun.
Again. Oh, this notepad. I see. I put it in my pocket. So let me pull out my notepad, and I'll pull out a notepad. No, what was that information
You
were
call
going
that
to
a
give me,
notepad? This is a notepad.
Yeah. What was that information you were going to give me, Vanya?
You let me live.
If you give me accurate information. If the information turns out to not be accurate, then I'll come back and we won't have this discussion again.
Yefrem is thief. He walks among your higher echelons of society. He pretends to be gentleman, but in reality, his money is made picking pockets, marrying for inheritance.
I see. I see. Very well. And, I am a man of my word, so tonight I will let you live. In fact, I'll give you a gift. You can keep the knife. And I start walking away.
Perfect. Heading back inside and catching up with the rest of the coterie.
Yes.
Okay. As you head back inside and meet up with the coterie, is there anything you wish to discuss as a group before I move the story on?
Is
I actually
Eveline
wanna
really
wander
trying
up.
to find where the dogs are kept to free them?
That's kind of, well, not necessarily free them, but yeah. I am trying to find
think-
where the dogs are kept. I wanted to
I
wander
think I
off
would help
to
her.
try looking for them again.
I think I would help her try to do that.
Yeah, I don't think you need to roll for that. I mean, it would just be a matter of time that you'll find sectioned off bit, probably only closed off by a curtain. Find a wall
Like I
of
would sneak in
cages.
there. I would sneak in there and grab a puppy for her.
There's no puppies.
Well, none of them would be puppies.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're all big
look,
feral
if
dogs.
you're calling the thing that Aldrich made a pupper, I'm calling this a puppy.
Oh, okay.
That's fair.
So are you getting one out of a cage?
Yeah, I would get one out of the cage.
Yeah, all free. There's no one behind there. Just this
I
wall
would come
of
and I would
dogs.
hold it as I bring out. I
It's
would just
probably
be
all
like,
wiggly and snarly and
yeah, hungry. I would say that too as soon as I hand it to you. It's hungry.
I would take it and start singing a lullaby to it.
Yeah, okay. We'll soothe it, but you've still got one small problem of having a dog that is obviously part of the event in the middle of the floor.
How big's the dress you're wearing?
And it
Gonna
would
put
be
a
a
growler
big
near your
skirt.
growler.
Yeah, like I'm thinking I could just. Yeah.
But I can't take the puppy. The demon will kill it. Let's go put the puppy back.
Wait, why would the demon kill it?
Because it told me
Pretty-
no.
This is worthless to me.
See?
But if we put it back, it might die.
I mean, maybe if it's asleep, it can't fight.
You gonna put it asleep?
I'll sing it a lullaby.
I don't know.
We have to take the puppy back. And I start heading back towards the kennels.
I say no, I'll do it, and I take the puppy back inside.
I would follow him. I want to go back to the kennels.
Is there anybody back there?
Not currently.
Can we just open the cages and leave? No, I'm RPing that the eviling.
Okay. But I am still singing a lullaby, not with the intention of putting them to sleep, but with the intention of calming them down as I open the cages.
Okay.
This is a bad idea, but
It's a great idea. It's a Malkite. What are you talking
You go
about?
through
Oh, yeah.
every single cage. Yeah, it's like basically Night of the Malkavians. And as soon as
I'm
all the
trying to
doors
calm
are
them
open,
down so it's not snarling beasts when they leave.
the dogs bolt out of their cages straight into the main arena. Chaos ensues.
We gotta run.
I'd follow
I
the
sneak away.
dogs.
Oh, I sneak away.
I'd run and follow the dogs.
I think it's pretty fair to say that there won't be a dogfight tonight.
You literally could hand wave that and not do that, Shiver.
I
Don't
was
give me-
sat
no,
here.
I'm
No,
not-
I'm sat here ready
I
for a
don't-
dogfight.
I don't feel bad at all.
Don't.
You could have had some spare dogs left in the back.
I do. So what's everyone doing in the middle of this chaos with dogs running amok? People trying to round
I'd
them up.
still be trying to sing them to calm them down.
They will be completely ignoring you in the fervour and fever that has filled their entire soul as they run around in the middle of this warehouse, enjoying their moment of freedom.
I'm wondering, you're probably not
Cedric
going to let me do
will be-
this. So what happens if you try to drive someone who's already insane?
Suppose they would get a new form of insanity, in addition to their current one. It would also depend who it was.
Squared.
Probably make it worse. I'll leave it alone.
They get
Although I
super
like my
insanity.
idea.
Who was it? Who do you want to? Who is it?
The dogs?
Okay, what do you want to do to the dogs?
Well, my thought was by driving them insane would either make them leave or calm down, but
The thing that's stopping them leaving is the building and the iron door, and the fact that dogs don't have an opposable thumb.
Yeah.
moment that the dogs bolt out.
There's probably about 20 dogs in total running around.
He'd be stopping anyone trying to physically apprehend the puppies. He thinks this is all rather cowardly and have probably ever fought in an actual fight themselves in their entire life. What offends him. Out of the fact that they can't get out and they'd open the fucking door.
Okay. You'll see a few of the dogs at first realise that the door is open. They bark as they go, catching the attention of the other dogs that all eventually make their way out, leaving the crowd completely confused, bewildered, with torn clothes. As the person running the blackboard runs chasing after them, and the man that was behind the bar jumps over and chases out the door too.
What is going on here? What about tonight's fight?
As Inspector Gray says that, he feels the shoulder of someone bashing into him. In all the chaos, he's unable to catch sight of who it was, as crowds of people are also heading out of the door. He feels in his pockets and realizes that the wallet he was given by Thurston is now missing. Lose 1 dot in resources.
Just looking around at all the confusion. Man, who would let the dogs out?
I would say the 2 men that you mentioned that tried to chase them, the dogs, as they approached the door, Cedric would shut the door quite firmly and stand in front of it.
You'll be able to catch one of them, the slightly rotund barman. Bar, look, it's open bar. Just help yourself, mate. I've got to get the dogs.
I think you should go home.
Can't go home. I need to earn me money.
Trench knife out.
I think you should go home.
What am I supposed to feed me wife and 3 kids with? It's all right for you. You've clearly got no clue what it's like living on the fucking
Grab him by the ear.
Yeah.
Grab him by the ear and drag him to the bar. The money out from behind the bar. There's got to be taking something back there.
There's your pay. Now fuck off.
And he just scampers off.
Look over to the inspector.
Get what you came for.
Yes, I received the information.
Good.
And looks over to Eveline and Alistair's not here, but Alistair.
You two enjoy yourselves.
It's an enjoyable enough evening.
I run up out
You
of
might
breath.
want to apologize to Ulrich.
That crowd is crazy. Sorry, I had to go let all the dogs out.
Oh, you were who?
Well, yeah.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Stiff. Well, I mean, I can understand releasing the dogs so that they don't suffer, but you couldn't have waited until after I won my money.
Oh,
Well, it's
all
not like the
right.
dogs could go anywhere. It just caused a little chaos for a little while. It'll take them, 30 minutes to get all the dogs gathered back up, put them in the cages?
I think
Consider it a
I win.
distraction. Go pickpocket somebody.
I go to pull out the wallet that Thurston gave to me? Well, I suppose I was pickpocketed.
Oh, you didn't fall for the old bump into you trick, did you?
Yes, I didn't see who did it, but that
It's
wallet
easy
you
as one in
handed
the
me
book.
is gone now.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for those types of people in a commotion like that. It's way too easy.
I suppose I should just get in the habit of stabbing anyone who bumps into me.
Works for me.
Is Aldrich around? Is Aldrich
Well,
mad?
I think
Do I
you
see
might
Aldrich?
want to
No.
apologize.
I mean, I don't know what the setup would be. I assume Aldrich would have been waiting by the cage or the pit with Durston
Probably by
when
the
all
pit,
this went
yeah.
down.
I'd imagine it's suspiciously quiet now, though.
Just
Yes.
see him picking up dogs, putting them.
Probably are away, yeah.
There's like
I mean-
15 dogs in the pen, all fighting.
Those who weren't mauled or anything like that would have probably run out. Or just gone out because no dogs, no fight, no interest.
Yeah, so Aldrich could probably just be hanging out by the pit, petting Durston. He'll eventually make his way over to the rest of the coterie, I guess. Right. It was one of y'all's fault, wasn't it?
I do the old and I shift my head at Alistair.
But
It's alright. Well, did we get what we came for, Inspector?
Yes, I got the information. Vanya is alive, but I promised him his life for the information. I did let him know, though, if the information is, false, I will be visiting him again, and we won't be having the conversation. So I feel like it's accurate.
wait, that means he's not dead? He saw your face? Oh god, he's seen me and I hide behind Thurston.
I don't think he did see you, Alistair, but yes, he saw me.
I mean, we're standing together right now.
I have his gun, too, if anyone wants that.
You don't think he doesn't have goons that work for him? I look around.
It's pronounced gun, Alistair.
All the same, I am a man of my word, and I promised him his life if he gave me the information. I won't go back on that, unless he gives
Well,
me a reason to kill him.
You
Still
got
could've
the
made him
info.
forget.
What next for you?
Well, next I need to find my next link in the chain, so to say.
And is that the information he gave you? All you need to.
The next person I need to shake down, indeed.
All right. Is that something you plan on doing tonight, or we calling it?
For tonight, this is all I had on my agenda. What other pressing matters did we have?
I did receive an invitation to a gathering we were all invited to. A business associate of mine was is one of the people who runs this thing. So
Oh, that sounds like quite a fun event.
I mean, maybe they're an interesting lot. They are. So if anyone's interested in joining me, I'll probably be paying them a visit. They all, from what I understand, like us, and they're quite wealthy. But also,
I'll go along.
they are not from here.
I'd be happy to be present and to go along.
I'll go if you'll have me. I promise not to mess something up again.
No, it's alright. This wasn't that big of a deal. Dustin's all worked up though. I mean, he's gonna have to mull something soon. What about you, Sir Drake? Thurston?
Suppose I best go along and make sure you don't die. I mean,
Would be appreciated. And you're well traveled. You might have something in common with these folk. I don't know where you've been. Maybe you ran into wherever they come from. Thurston, you have any plans? Oh,
No, if anything, my plans were ruined tonight when Alistair let the dogs out. I was quite looking forward to Durston making you some money.
right, yeah. I think it would have made all of us quite wealthy this evening, but plenty of other nights for that.
True.
All right.
I mean, hold on a second. I did the inspector a favor. I mean, God knows, if he'd have won all that money, it had been stolen with the other stuff.
Oh, no, I'm not
Suppose
saying
that's
anything
true.
against that, Alistair. I'm just saying that my plans were subjugated, so...
Spectre, it seems you're just not meant to be a rich man.
Well, as luck would have it, I think I was rather rich before I started gambling.
Oh, then maybe you will be rich again. Luck always comes back around, I've found. Trick is never give up. Never stop gambling.
I feel like I just got greedy and I wanted more of what I had. And, well, maybe I should just work harder for the money instead of trying to gamble.
Oh, gambling's a much easier and faster way to get your money, trust me.
Probably should
Alright.
gamble when I'm not around.
Too. Alright, to the carriage. Let's turn this night around.
Anything you wish to discuss on your carriage ride? Or would you like to arrive
I'd like
at your
to heal.
destination? Do a
Yeah,
rouse
I'll
check
heal
for me,
as well.
please. Gain a hunger, heal 2. Thurston, do a rouse check for me, please.
Heal 2?
I think it's 2 for blood potency 1. 2 superficial.
Oh, is it? Oh, well, then I guess I
Is
didn't
it?
need to
Let me
do that because I've
consult
only
the
been healing
chart.
1.
Yeah, I
think
just
it's only
healed
one.
Yeah.
Is it still
I
only
think
1?
it's 2 for your like blood buff or surge, but I think it's 1 for healing.
Yeah, it's 1 superficial for
Yeah.
blood
1
potency
point
1.
superficial.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
it's just 1. That's
Blood
what I
surge is
thought.
2.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you told me 2 earlier, and I was just like, I'm pretty sure it's 1, so I'm just gonna mark 1.
Thanks. Okay.
On the way, I will just sort of tell them what I know about this group, which isn't that much, but they know more about kindred stuff and clans than I do, so I don't know if they'll glean anything from it. But yeah, I'll show them the card, the symbol that was on the one, and just sort of give them a general rundown of what sort of people we're meeting.
The coteries carriage travels up a pebbled, long driveway. That's fucking loud. Every time. The sounds of pebbles crunching under wheels and horseshoes fills the car as it travels closer to the large mansion at the end of the drive. The coterie exit and approach large double doors under a stone marble arch. One of them knocks on the door, and it is immediately answered by a well-dressed gentleman. The smoky scent of opium tantalizes the coterie's senses as the door is opened. Good evening! Welcome to the Temple of Decadence. Would you and your party care to enter?
We would. I received an invitation. Not sure if what was that guy's name? He gave me a name like Smith, didn't he?
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't even bother with the name then, because obviously it was a fake one. Yeah, I'll just say yes. We were invited. Thank you. Now enter.
An invitation, how rare. Very good. Please go through. You'll find anything you desire inside. Everyone heading in?
Yeah.
Yep.
The coterie head inside, and the smell of opium is stronger, but it seems mixed in with the acrid smell of sweat, incense, and the heavy stench of sex. As they proceed into a large hallway that seems to span the entire space of the mansion, they can see small dug-out circles lined with leather to make seats, and a small table in the centre. To the left of the grand hall are love seats, lavished with pillows of silk. Long pipes and hookahs sit aside each seat. Many of the seats are filled by various people smoking, each of them attended to by at least 2 scantily dressed women and men. Most of them seem Middle Eastern in appearance, but not all. To their right, in a provocative open display, is a large area filled with men and women who are attending to people's more carnal needs. Throughout the room are large cylinders of glass that run from the floor to the very tall ceiling, each one filled with snakes, wrapping around each other. The coterie are finally noticed as Harim, the man Aldrich remembers from his establishment, greets him. Mr. Aldrich! Picture your own Middle Eastern accent, that's too far for me. I am so pleased that you have come to visit us. Come! Let us all take a seat and converse.
Alright, thanks for having us. This is quite a place you have here. Temple of Decadence is the name. Bit on the nose, don't you think? Though we ran into a place called Temple of Flesh.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a marketing
one's
thing.
better.
Should I be naming my places temples?
I believe that the place in the
body's a
city was
temple.
named House of Flesh.
Right, that was it. Alright, yeah, sit, get comfortable.
And lean into Thurston. Snake. Why is it always got to be snakes?
I have no idea.
Shiv, what kind of snakes are in the glass cylinders?
Fucking great big long coils of pure unbridled evil that all need to be shoved into a rocket, blasted
Real-
up to the
real
fucking
girthy
sun,
ones?
and removed from the fucking
Yeah.
food chain for all time.
This is quite a nice establishment you have here.
Thank you very much. You would be most welcome any time.
Do we know
Right,
whether
if-
this guy's human?
No, you've never met him. Only Aldrich has.
I did say that this group is like
that's
us.
true.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Master Aldrich, how is business?
Our business is booming, thanks to you. And, well, me.
Of course.
Is that why we're here? From
No,
our
this
time
is-
doing business, you know I like to get right to the point. It's quite a carriage ride over here, and I'm full of anticipation. Wonder if you couldn't relieve that for me.
Are there any delights that we may satiate for you this night before we get to business? For you or any of your coterie?
Look around at the others.
I am feeling a bit
Do you have
peckish.
any tea?
Yeah, tea would be nice.
Tea,
Fucking
of course. We have the finest mint tea in the city.
Oh,
Mint?
wonderful.
Ooh.
The man slowly turns his head, stands up, and just gestures with 2 fingers down. One to Alistair and one to Thurston. Almost immediately, a small Middle Eastern boy comes over with a tray and hands you each a cup of mint tea with the leaf still inside.
I sip it with my
Thank you.
pinky out.
I do too, but I don't look like I'm trying to be pretentious. I just am.
And was Eveline who asked for feeding?
As you do, I
Yes.
guess.
And would you care for man, woman, or someone else?
I mean, if all of my wishes came true, a young strapping man full of opium would be delightful.
Not even a problem. The man stands, shouts out some name that you are unable to catch, and immediately a very drowsy man.
Actually, Aldrich will interrupt this. You know what, Eveline? I'd be remiss if I didn't recommend. Oh, they have a specialty here. Some of the new stuff I've been pushing. Best I've run across comes from these folk.
Oh?
Would you have a sample of that for the good lady here? She's someone of refined taste.
Do you wish to enjoy its potent effects?
For trying anything once.
Let me get rid of this, and I shall bring you something of a pleasing mixture.
Tasty.
Moments later, a second strapping young lad. No one gets strapping young lad reference, really?
Did it first.
True. Is brought over. Of course, Mark would. Excellent. He seems drowsy, yet also fidgety. I believe that you will find a mix of both to be quite pleasing. Would you both care to enjoy? Please, don't stand on ceremony. It's exhilarating to watch.
I'll shrug, do my usual, caress his face, sing a little bit of a love song before sinking my teeth in.
Do your feeding roll for me, please. Jesus. The man is perfectly mesmerized by Eveline. Her mere touch seeming to send him into ecstatic euphoria. Her fangs extend, and she sinks her teeth gently into his flesh. The man lets out an extremely pleased, orgasmic-like sigh as she feasts upon his vitae. She withdraws her mouth, seductively licks the wound, and pats the corner of her mouth. The
And then I
man
pass him
slumps
on to
down.
Aldrich.
God.
The man slumps down into Aldrich's lap. You may slake 2 hunger, Eveline. And you satisfy both of your things. You are also... which one is your preferred drug of choice?
Opium's my preferred.
She gets the negative
Although-
effect.
Yeah. Yeah, it's my flaw. Opium's my flaw.
For the remainder of the night, which isn't much, difficulties to resist or control frenzy increase by 1. And if you want to re-roll a messy critical or bestial failure, it will cost you 2 willpower points. As the effects of cocaine rush through your system, but also lead you to feel euphoric of yourself. You feel wrapped up, amazing. You want to fiddle with things, and your jaw keeps moving to and fro. Aldrich, would you care to feed?
Sure, why not? Not actually hungry, but I'm never gonna turn away a free meal.
Do your feeding roll for me, please. I'll let you have that because you're not really feeding, you're just going in, so yeah. Aldrich, also extends his 4 fangs, grasping the man's arm. He gently bites into his flesh, sucking upon his blood and satiating his own desire. You get the effect of feeding your addiction. And from opium,
That was cocaine.
yes, cocaine is his high-functioning addict merit. But this guy has cocaine and opium in his system.
Oh.
You will subtract 2 dice from all your physical dice pools. Difficulties to resist or control frenzy have been decreased by 1. The man seems anemic in his appearance, but is still gently smiling to himself as several young boys come out and drag the unconscious body away and back into the drug area. It's a wonderful experience, is it not?
Yeah, sort of look towards Evelyn. How do you like it?
Still getting used to it.
You have to let me know. It's the stuff I've been pushing lately, and I like to know how it. I quite enjoy it, but you know. Anyway, we appreciate that, and now perhaps we could discuss business.
Indeed. More Canaanite affairs, I believe, should be in order. We understand in this city that Valerius at one point was in charge, but is currently in a state of shame. Is this true?
That'd be accurate, right? Yeah.
We find Valerius to be more amenable than Mithras.
All right. Won't get you very far, but all right.
We are not attached to the Camarilla, nor Mithras, and if there were a way we may be able to assist Valerius, we would be most interested.
Would you like a meeting? Is what you're asking for.
A meeting is something we could arrange ourselves, but it is our understanding that some new group has been asked to do tasks of Valerius.
Right, you'd be looking at them.
As we suspected. May we offer you assistance in any way, shape, or form?
Perhaps.
Let us not be crass. We don't want to ask directly what it is you have been tasked with. But if there are any resources that we might be able to acquire to assist you, it would assist us as well in the long run.
Remind me again what resources you have to offer that I don't possess myself.
A vast array of different resources, people in the right positions, people with vulnerabilities that are easily persuaded.
Alright. Do you, happen to have any of these people in high places? How high? We talking like Tower of London high?
We have suitable connections to the Royal Guard and information about the tower itself. What do you wish to know?
Yeah. Let's start with everything and take it from there.
How familiar are you with Legends of the Tower?
Oh, personally, not. I don't know about the rest of you.
Quite.
I'm not too familiar myself.
Ah,
Neither am I.
the man that looks strangely like a crocodile. Perhaps you would care to inform your coterie of the most famous of Legends of the Tower.
The Ravens.
Yes.
It's like taking a drink for somebody picks up the phone.
Myth. They leave, the tower falls.
A myth indeed, but one that is reinforced by kind belief. Did you know the Royal Guard, they themselves, are kept just to keep ravens in the tower?
Did actually, that's a good point.
Perhaps if there was
That can
some
be exploited.
correct, we would be able to have the ravens conveniently disappear and escape. The guards would be duty bound to abandon their posts and recover the ravens. It may make your entry into the tower easier.
And in exchange, all you're interested in is us doing our job well, which means Valerius gets what he wants, right?
Correct. Are you familiar at all with the history of this city in terms of kindred society?
Can't say that I am.
Mithras, the figure of legend, of course, likes to make people think he is all-knowing, all-wise, and benevolent. He has banished Tremere in the past, and only recently allowed a limited amount back in. He has also banished our clan, the followers of Set. We believe this is a grave injustice. Valerius is more open-minded.
But is Valerius as powerful as Mithras? I think the answer is no, or else Valerius would be in charge. Are we backing someone who's doomed to fail?
Power, perhaps, but what good is power if you do not have society behind you? Do you think Mithras would be half as feared as he is now if the entirety of London turned their back on him?
And you can make that happen.
No. But Valerius could.
Oh, I thought Valerius was a bit, a few screws loose. He didn't seem like the mastermind type.
Valerius is a man of passion. He is shamed. He was once the seneschal of this city. He had great power that was taken from him. A grave injustice. He is angry. Should he return to power, should he be prince, it should assuage his anger.
Alright. In your judgment, what clans would be behind Valerius? It sounds like you've just got the two. Mithras is the rest.
Your clan would fall in line. The Tremere would fall in line. The Sombra would be exterminated. All others would eventually fall in line with Valerius. He has been in power before and commanded great respect. It was only because of Mithras and his hatred for the Tremere that Valerius was banished after all.
Do you think perhaps the low clans, as I've heard them called, find a proposal like this attractive? Right now, how I see things is my clan, the Ventru, and the Toreador tend to hold most of the power. But the others are the Nosferatu, Malkavians. They don't, Gangrel even, they don't seem to carry the same respect.
We
So
care
under-
not for remarks such as high clan, low clan. We are all children of Set.
Not all of us, but yeah. So under this new regime, you think you wouldn't reinforce that same hierarchy? You're comfortable with things shifting.
If Valerius were left to his own devices, of course. But if the right person was whispering in his ear, helping him move his chess pieces around the board, perhaps he might be maneuvered.
What clan is Valerius?
Is that in or out of game?
In game.
Valerius is of the Ventru lineage.
Right. And you really think all this happens, he stands a real chance against Mithras? What you're saying sounds good, but I'll be honest, I make it a habit to pick fights with people I shouldn't be picking fights with. And even I hesitate to move in on someone like Mithras. Even I know when too much is too much.
Consider our proposal. There is no need to decide now. There is an antique shop in the West End, just off Bedford Square, near to the British Museum. It specializes in the sale of Egyptian antiquities. It acts as a liaison between Egypt and England. The owner, a one Halim Bey, is part of our clan. He can act as a liaison between us. He poses as a kind most effectively, and is beneath the Camarilla's attention. Of course, like all our kind, he has his own agenda as well. Be warned, he is also not one to meddle with either.
Right. So if we agree to this, we tell him, not you?
Correct. It wouldn't be fitting if you are willing to keep up appearances with the Camarilla to frequent here too often.
Alright. Well, you've given us a lot to think about, Aram. I appreciate that. Every time you come with a proposal, I'm always giddy with excitement. Never know what the hell's going to come out of your mouth. It's usually crazy talk, and I like that kind of talk. Usually. I'll quickly glance at Alistair. Alright. Anyone else have any questions? Or should
What
we,
establishment do you have here?
You would be most welcome to return, but be subtle about it and discreet.
Of course.
Yes, this tea is exquisite.
You'll find
Really
no
good.
other like it.
All right. Well, we thank you for your hospitality. You will be hearing from us shortly.
We look forward to it. Have a wonderful evening. I see the dawn approaches. Be swift on your return to your havens.
All right, that we will. And
I feel like I can take on the wind.
we'll get out all swift-like.
Anything you wish to discuss on your carriage ride?
Aldrich, I think we are of understanding that going against Mithras, it doesn't sit well with me. It's quite dangerous.
I'm with the inspector on this. They also sort of guaranteed his death if Valerius gets into power. The inspectors, I mean.
I could be wrong, but isn't Mithras like something like the oldest vampire anyone knows of?
Oh, I mean, I'm assuming Valerius is pretty old too. Look, have you seen Mithras? Has anyone here actually seen Mithras?
No.
A good point.
We've seen Valerius. He's a problem one way or another for us. I mean, we know where he is, and he's here. He's now. He's real. We can use him. He can use us.
Is enough proof to me that Mithras exists. If someone that powerful, Valerius, I mean, you understand my point. He wouldn't be down there in the cell if Mithras wasn't real.
I mean, I'm sure he's real. But is he really that scary? Or is this whole establishment he has just sort of a fine-tuned machine running along without him? And it's easy enough to break up a machine. Like they said, without that, is he really that powerful? Makes you wonder. That's all. I mean, things are fine now. I'm doing all right for myself. But are we really content with that? I mean, how things are now.
We could always use more.
We've got a pretty short ceiling above our heads, and I'm already starting to feel it a little bit.
Indeed. I mean, compared to the kind, we're doing quite well. But compared to the more established elders of kindred society, we're fledglings still, practically. We have a lot of work ahead of us.
Right. I mean, that's never going to change. People like that do not give up their power by any means. They won't do it. It has to be taken from them. And we don't have the means to take it from them. We could wait around for many, many years and hope they take each other out. But you know what I'm saying? This might be an opportunity. At least for all of us. None of us come from a place that we're really that well off in how things are now, except Eveline. You're the only one of a clan that's highly respected. And I am on, as far as other people think, but now I know the truth.
I'm still hesitant. I guess, I don't want to say legend, but the understanding we have of Mithras could be potentially quite terrifying. But if what you say is true, if he's more smoke and mirrors, if perhaps Mithras is not active and it's other people using his name to maintain power, then it could all be a house of cards. I don't know if. I mean, surely if Mithras made an appearance, we would have more certainty, but I can't argue that I've never seen him. Only
Well, I
heard
mean,
of him.
is what I understand, your clan isn't even part of this thing officially, are you?
No, the Assamites are independent.
Right, so
Much like the Setites are independent.
you've got everything to gain. Well, and what if we've learned anything, Inspector? What is it? Never stop gambling. This is an opportunity to take a big gamble and get that payoff that's sure to come your way.
Not really
Yes,
a fan of being like this, but he's not wrong.
those are wise words, Odric. I definitely have the feeling that I'm due a win. It's just a matter of time. But and one thing though, thinking of my clan, the Assamites, they harbor a hatred for the Tremere. The Tremere are the ones who've cursed our bloodline. Something we all have to deal with. At least my Assamite family. Mithras has no love towards the Tremere. Sounds like this Valerius is much more willing to work with them. I don't know if the Assamites would be keen on the Tremere being given more freedom and breadth.
Use him as fodder then. The Tremere have them, the ones that need to put the necks on the line the most, the way I see it. Who knows how? I mean, if this works out afterwards, really, we'll have quite a bit of say in how things should go.
That is true.
I don't know, but like I said, it's obviously a very big risk. Not sure how the rest of you feel. I'm not really operating with my clan in mind as much as myself in mind. I know, Thurston, you're more involved with your clan.
Yes, I'm quite involved.
Your thoughts then? I know you're useful to them, but I mean, are you really respected in the grand scheme of things?
Well, considering I've aligned myself with the Cleopatrons, I don't really think I need my own clan anymore. My base clan, that is.
And what do the Cleopatrons think of Mithras?
You know, I actually don't know. So far, I'm pretty sure they're indifferent, if anything.
Out of game, is that right? Wasn't he told something?
Yeah, please correct me if I'm wrong.
I do not believe the topic of Mithras was brought up. Not in particular with the
Yeah,
okay.
Cleopatra.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that they're.
For some reason I thought there
kind of
was. Okay.
indifferent.
They mentioned him being gracious enough to let them host here. And
That's
kind of
probably what I was
asking.
thinking of.
Mm.
What about you, Sir Drake? Aren't you one to fight for the little guy? And have you ever seen a sadder sight than Valerius? He could use a friend, couldn't he?
In my dealings with the East India, I've been expecting to run across ties to the Camarilla. I haven't as of yet, but honestly, that comes as a surprise to me. There must be an overlap at some point that will put me at cross purposes. with that in mind, honestly, I couldn't give a fuck who runs this city. So, my loyalty is to my friends then, and if you, Aldrich, and the rest of you want to go along with this plan to usurp, then so be it. As long as it's not stopping what I'm planning, then.
Oh, and
Just says they can all burn.
of course, I don't want to do this unless every single one of us is on board. If a single one of you does not feel right about this potentially suicidal endeavor, we keep going the way things have been. No harm, no foul. So, Alistair, Eveline?
What will get me theaters and the chance to sing?
Well, in the past, I assume you created those opportunities yourself, but like Sir Drake said, if your loyalty is to your friends, I've gotten you theaters. I've gotten you chances to sing. But, again, you might have the most to lose, because your Toreador can also provide that for you, but they don't seem to have been too involved with you so far. I'm not sure what
I'm
your
not
relationships are.
Toreador.
Oh.
I'm a daughter of cacophony.
You know, I really don't know what that means, and I don't think anybody else does. I don't want to pretend anymore.
Oh, I haven't heard that one. I mean, I think I've heard you use the term, but I haven't heard that on my general me trying to figure out what's what. It's a first. Would you enlighten us?
Well, we are rare but very well respected. We're in our heyday. We're the gifts of song, like you've heard me do.
Where does that fall in the hierarchy of things?
We have our own interests in mind.
Well, Alistair, what about you?
I don't know. On the one hand, I like not getting hurt. But on the other hand, it's been real boring. Seems like we're just doing the same stuff and being pawns every day. I like a little excitement in my life, you know? Sometimes I like to just thrust the knife in and turn it, you know?
Oh, that's what I like about you, Alistair.
Get rid of a demon, Valerius or Mithras?
I mean, I feel like if anybody's going to be mad about a demon, it's going to be Mithras. If Valerius thinks it gives him a chance of succeeding, he won't care.
Yeah, he's the one desperate, and I think he's more willing to make deals with whatever to get what he wants. We've already been warned by the Camarilla that we are not. What we're doing might get us killed anyway. Us just existing with a demon. The wrong person finds out, we're against the Camarilla whether we like it or not. This seems like an opportunity to maybe take charge a little bit. And while we're putting ourselves at risk, sitting around doing what we've been doing is sort of a waiting game for our extermination anyway. I'd rather die taking a gamble, doing something to improve my lot, than die because I played their games on their terms and eventually they didn't like it and did something about it.
And that is what keeps us all down. The oppression of the elders. And certainly Valerius will be no different, but Valerius undoubtedly has to be weaker than Mithras. I mean, look, like you said, the machine Mithras controls. So, if we can aid the Setites and Valerius in overthrowing Mithras, then, one, that would put in place a less established machine, and we would be in favor amongst that new machine.
Well, that'd be a machine we helped build.
Indeed, it would be.
You mean like a machine like the Mechanical Man, or... Sorry, I drifted off in thought a little bit.
I suppose like a social political machine.
Ah,
And maybe one full of mechanical men. I don't know. If we want, fuck it. We could do that. Because you know what? The Giovanni, I don't think are part of this either.
and the doctor seems very agreeable. To a concerning
like him.
degree.
If
Right,
not for
maybe.
nothing. If not for nothing, if I am going to die, I'll die having made Mithras lift a finger.
Maybe we can get many of the other independents in on this. It might be interesting to see London open to Setites, Assamites, your clan, and others.
I mean, it is a new era. Things are changing. Why not be agents of this change? We're certainly not part of the old guard.
Alright, well, to treason then.
Oh, I like the sound of that. To treason.
Hey, hold on a second. We need to consult. Hello? Are you in there?
Yes.
What's his name? I don't remember his name.
Endymion.
Hey,
What's the
stupid
thing I
man.
hit where I can hear it? Because it went out on me.
Is he okay with this? Does he not care?
That is not
I guess
my
whatever brings him more
concern.
souls.
He didn't care.
And he's indifferent.
Give
No,
me
he's
a
Endymion.
theater full of. Give me a theater full of adoring fans, and I'll go along with your plan.
All right, then.
Your bargaining posture is highly dubious.
None of your business.
I appreciate the tactical input, but there's something to be said for going out with your sword in your hand.
You exaggerate.
You just had to ask the peanut gallery.
Peanuts?
It can't understand.
Don't call Alistair an it, that's rude.
He calls me the id. He doesn't even know he can change into animals.
All right, then. We start planning for this. I'll get with the Setite. I'll let him know we've got another thing in our pocket for this Tower of London business. We'll have to come together at some point soon, and I know we've had our individual things we've been working on. Come together and compare notes. When the time is right, of course.
Good evening, then.
Everyone retiring to their havens for the day.
Yes.
Everyone retiring to their havens for the day. 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 Everyone retiring to their havens for the
Alistair,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you for trying to get me a puppy.
You're welcome.
Everyone retiring to their Haven/Whitechapel house. Okie dokie. Well then, we shall call that the end of this week's Under by Gaslight. Thank you all for coming and watching. Thank you for coming and playing.
I just played. I didn't do the other part.
So Drake, who are you? Where can we find you? What do you know? Do you know things? Let's find out.
Yeah, I'm DM over at the Bullet Club. We roll D&D every Saturday at 11 Greenwich Mean Time. Shiv and Nitro are both currently recurring guests in our Wildmount campaign, where I've dropped Castle Ravenloft on top of the capital city at the moment, and they're dealing with that. We're doing sort of a little bottle adventure this coming week. They just got out of the Amber Temple. And then should be Castle Ravenloft the week after.
Nice. Thurston, who are you? Where can we find you?
I'm everywhere at Nitro Type at. I do games with Shiv on Mondays. I'm here on Wednesdays, and like Mark just said, I'm over there on Saturdays. And next week, instead of playing a video game on Monday, I am running a one shot of Pacific Rim. So that should be fun. I'm not totally stressing out about everything at all. And it's my first time GMing anything, so that should also be fun. So come check that out.
Inspector Gray, who are you? Where can we find you?
You can find me every Wednesday playing VTM with Dave LaFoz, and you can find me in the Discord. Just at me.
One day, someone's going to think we're serious, the amount of times we say you've got an OnlyFans, and someone's actually going to at you and say, "What is your OnlyFans?"
And
One
that'll
day.
be his only fan.
Yeah. I've got one fan. Got one fan.
I got one right here, but I've also got air conditioning.
Yeah, I got one right behind me, one up there.
Eveline, who are you? Where can we find you? What do you know? Do you know things? Let's find out.
I am now not muted. I am Miss Hearts. You can find me anywhere as Miss Hearts, Twitch, Twitter, all the rest. I Want My 80s show on Tuesdays on the Base Radio at 7 p.m. Central Time. Here on Wednesdays, I am going to be in Nitro's One Shot on Monday. And coming up, if you follow it in my link tree, I am emceeing for the Dove Stage Project on June 5th and 12th. June 5th and 12th.
Excellent.
And if you need graphic design and promotional products, go to gibopromo.com.
Aldrich, who are you? Where can we find you? What do you know? Do you know things? Let's find out.
I am Bully. I run games on our channel Table Goth. Most of our stuff is on our YouTube, so go there. Or go to the Onyx Path Publishing's Twitch channel every Thursday, where I run Cults of the Blood Gods.
Alistair, who are you? What do you know? Do you know things? Would you like another season of BoJack Horseman? Why would you like another season of BoJack Horseman?
I'm not a BoJack Horseman fan. Did you watch season 4 of Castlevania yet?
Yeah.
No.
It was okay. I'm Tina. Sorry. I got sidetracked there. I'm also Dad tonight. I'm Dad, if you didn't hear. Daddy, 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 Daddy.
I miss Ken Daddy.
Who?
Ken Daddy.
I know.
I just like saying Ken Daddy.
Poor guy.
I think that's up everything. So we shall see you for Pacific Rim one shot. If we don't see you on Bullet Club this Saturday. Yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you all for coming. We'll go a raiding on Martlet Games, who are running their own VTM Chronicle that is post-Victorian, during World War One. It's a good time. So we'll go raiding over there. And we would if it would let me. It's not going to let me. Let me just try refreshing the page, because thanks, Twitch. Oh, there it goes. Great. Thank you all for coming, and we can't go until Sir Drake says the line.
Have a good night.